Hi everybody, how you doing? It's your buddy Uncle Bruce here. Welcome to Friday. Oh, what a week. Welcome to Friday. It's April the 22nd, 2022. I welcome you to the channel, the show, if you dare. Nice to have you here. It's option expiry day today. Of course, we're going to follow that. Obviously, we've got the Dow off 87 points. We've been negative all morning, but only up to about 100 something points. We haven't been negative 200 or 300 points on the Dow. It's about 100. This tells me we may have a little attempted recovery today for a while. I don't see eager follow through of selling coming in, like eager. It can still happen and it can still come to us as the day wears on, but at the moment things seem to be calmer. We're down 3 on S&P and we're up 34 on NASDAQ. Now, NASDAQ has been hovering at zero, was like +2, -5, +3, -10. Now it's up 32 points, only quarter of a percentage point, but decidedly gaining a bit of momentum. But we have an hour to go before we open. Crude oil down $1.47 a barrel right now at 102.32 from what I can see here. And the interest rate story has been everything today. This is dominated as usual lately. First of all, the 10-year U.S. Treasury is 2.9%. The 5-year Treasury is 3%. By the way, usually short-term notes have lower rates. In this case, the 5 is higher than the 10. So there's indicators there of short-term thinkers going, oh, we're going higher faster than people think. The German 10-year is 0.92. We were hovering around 0.8 the last few days. We've bumped up on that. Other indicators that I'm watching here that we have to concern ourselves about is the euro is now at 108.20. It broke 108 this morning into the 107 area, and the pound has busted through 130. The support level of 130 has been obliterated. This pound was holding 130 like a brick wall. All of a sudden, the market plummeted through there. The pound is now at 128.8. It's not even at 129, under 129 to 128.8. So the British pound, the UK sterling, is losing value against the American dollar, which is, of course, great news if you're an American going on a holiday to Britain. And the euro is losing. So the Europeans are purposely and interested in having their currencies drop against the American dollar. They want it to happen. They're not trying to fight it. They're almost encouraging it. And as Mr. Powell, Chairman Powell, talks about higher rates, the Europeans are saying we're kind of thinking of higher rates too, but they're not leading him. They're following him way behind. This pushes U.S. rates higher first, faster, which creates a higher run on the American dollar against all other currencies, making European imports into the United States cheaper, making imports into Europe more expensive, and allowing folks like us to go on a vacay to Europe for a little less money. We were looking at the pound at 133 just a few months ago. Now it's 128. That's 5 points differential. That is a huge difference. You talk about an American. You go as a husband and wife to Europe. You're dropping $300 a day every single day over there, between hotels and transportation and food and tours and whatever you want to do, souvenir shopping. If your costs just went down 5%, that's $15 a day less you're spending on your holiday over there. That's $450 in a month for just a couple, and that might be conservative. Because some people spend more than $300 a day over there. $500 a day is easily done. $700 a day is easily done. But 5% saving on that kind of money adds up to a lot of money. And all of a sudden, Europe becomes cheaper than before. So that is what we're dealing with at the moment. The question is now from analysts and economists, Okay, the Fed wants to raise interest rates. Great. All right. What is that going to do to the US economy? Now, experts have been saying out there, economic gurus, look, they're saying the demand for goods from Americans is huge. Cash on hand in Americans' hands has never been this good before, has never been this high because of all the easing we've had with low rates the last 20 years. Housing is higher, equity in our homes is improved. Our cars are worth more money than they were a year ago. What? When is that normal? We're out of whack. The money system is somewhat out of whack. Not for the desperate and the poor. They are and will be desperate and poor going forward. But the middle class, upper middle class, and up have seen unprecedented wealth creation come their way through subtle means and subtle ways. And now what's beginning to happen is American workers, employees, are finding it easier to make more money from past years. 5% raise right now is an insult, where a 5% raise 2 years ago was a huge bump in pay. 10% raise now is kind of expected, where it used to be expected to get 2 to 3%. And now 15 to 20 to 25% bumps in pay are being made by employers that are telling their employees, you are an essential cog in the success of this corporation, and we want you to stay here. Where in the past, we saw employees being insulted with 1.5%, 2.5% pay raises once a year, and many American workers in the past years couldn't even land full-time jobs because employers were too chintzy to even offer them basic benefits above and beyond just an hourly wage. Those days are over. The days of Walmart and the days of Target and other corporations out there, many others, purposely hiring Americans on a part-time, full-time basis only, are over. Those mandatory, we can't hire you full-time, we can't give you more than 22 hours a week, whatever that number is. There's a magic number that once you reach a certain number, you must get benefits. They kept millions of Americans crushed, absolutely squished into the bottom. Those days are over. American workers now call the shot almost across the board. There's still pockets of stupidness, but all in all. The other thing that's happened that should come as no surprise to you out there is the rise now of unionism. Unions are gaining footholds all over the place. They're gaining footholds inside Starbucks locations, which is surprising people, inside Apple stores, which is shocking to many people. They can't believe it that people who work in Apple stores would want to unionize. One has to ask themselves, why would people who work at Apple stores want to become union? I'll tell you why. These folks are getting an hourly wage, they're getting a few benefits, and those above them are getting wealthy. And these kids are just getting by, and they're the ones who give us all the info we need. They service us to no end. They help us acquire goods and services, and we walk out the door with $1,500 iPads or $3,500 computers. And they see Apple making a ton of dough, and they're not getting benefits that others can get elsewhere. And the labor unions are figuring out, why should we go after factory floor workers? There are no factory floor workers to represent anymore. So why don't we represent all the workers at Apple who are not management, who are working at these stores? There are thousands of them. We can then put together a collective bargaining agreement for them to give them guaranteed wages, guaranteed benefits, dental, whatever, whatever the benefits are, and make life better for them. Starbucks has been making nothing but billions of dollars selling us luxury coffee drinks. These drinks we so love and crave. An affordable luxury is what it's called. But the employees are standing behind that counter and working their butts off to handle these drink orders through the drive-through and through us personally. Unions are going, we're going to make life better for these folks, and they have no alternative. They don't see the company making it better for them versus the union, and so they go with the union. It's an amazing shift. The other thing too is, don't be surprised if McDonald's become unionized, if Burger King's become unionized, Subways, all of them. And you'll get firsthand experience to it if you're a parent when your kids get a job at one of these establishments and become part of a union. They might be a part-time 15 an hour worker, 12 hours a week, 20 hours a week, whatever it is, summertime, full-time, whatever. These kids are going to come home and go, yeah, I'm getting 18.50 an hour, and I'm getting this, I'm getting that. After 2 months of working, I can go and get my teeth cleaned at the dentist, or I have eye care coverage, or I have whatever. And the parents are going to go, I didn't have this when I was a kid working at Joe Blow's hamburger stand. All I got were backaches and bruises from working my butt off. It's different now. And I'm not saying it's better. I'm not saying it's utopia. It's different now. And we're no longer in a scenario where employers are dictating to employees, here's what I got, take it or leave it. Because if you don't want this job, I can hire 10 other people who'll take this job, and screw you, get out of here. I'm offering you $8.50 an hour, take it or leave it. And in certain states, there were laws passed where it was illegal for people to shop around from McDonald's to Burger King to Wendy's to get a better paying gig. These outfits were allowed to collude and keep wages at $8.50, $8.75, and crush employees from getting ahead, part-timers. Those days are over. Now these employers can't get people to come in. They just can't fill their staffs. It's happening at the airlines. It's happening at hotels. It's happening at shopping malls. It's happening at gas stations. It's happening everywhere there are service people required to interact with us on a personal level. The world has completely changed out, and interest rates are likely to go higher because inflation is likely to stick around a while. The China problem is a nightmare. They've just extended and have restricted even more people in the Shanghai area. I don't know if you've heard this news, but there are now reports coming out of Shanghai where officials are going into apartment blocks, condo towers, and giving people 1 day notice. You must be out of here by tomorrow morning. Pack your belongings into suitcases, what you need. You're being taken to quarantine centers, whether you're positive or not. Even if you're testing negative, you must abandon your apartment, leave the door open. We're coming in to fumigate your house. Oh, and your pets must be left behind. You can't take your pets with you. Guess what's going to happen to the pets? They're not going to be staying in the units. They're going to be taken away and destroyed. And this is happening all over the place. It is a nightmare for people, a psychological nightmare. And this is happening now with another 4 million. And there's now reports coming out that a number of folks who are in lockdown, once their homes have been fumigated and all that stuff, the officials are putting electronic lock mechanisms on the outside of the doors of people's homes to literally lock them in to their homes electronically, and that they can remotely use an app to lock or unlock the doors to allow them to come out, to prevent them from being able to get out of their own houses. And if they try to sneak out of windows and what have you, they have drones apparently now surveilling their neighborhoods. I am talking about something no North American can relate to. A lot of you guys think I'm making this stuff up, and it is not making it up. There is really restrictions going on you cannot believe are happening in 2022, because China has taken the attitude that we're going to lock up the virus. We're not going to allow the virus to freely mix among people. What they don't get is that the virus is immune to lockups like this. You have a delivery person deliver food and vegetables to someone's house, they will inevitably breathe in enough of the virus to get it themselves. And now they are spreading it all day long as they deliver to every condo building and every condo unit. and their employees back at the warehouse where they're picking up whatever they have to pick up. There are millions of people trying to help hundreds of millions of people to stay alive, and it's just being spread anyway. There is no stopping the virus with a lockdown. The only way to really retard the growth of the virus is to inoculate everybody with an effective medicine, an effective vaccine that will knock it back. And China doesn't have it. China doesn't have an effective vaccine like we have in North America. The Pfizers and the Modernas are not over there. They have their own Chinese-made vaccine that the word is between 45 and 49% effective. That's all it is. Every second person is still vulnerable and is not protected. And you got 1.3 billion people, of which I don't know how many are not inoculated. In the ranks of senior citizens in Shanghai alone, 80% have not been vaccinated. Unthinkable that 80% of the seniors, who are the most vulnerable to catching it and dying from it, haven't even been vaccinated. 20% have, and only half of them are effectively protected, which means only 1/10 of all seniors in that area are safe from the virus. Is it any wonder that body bags are being brought into the senior centers and they're calling these deaths old age related? They will not admit that these people are dying from the virus. That's China for you. Thank you very much. Do you want to be one? Would you like to go over there and become Chinese? Larry Titus, how you doing, buddy? Are you here for real, or are you just saying hi to us? It's great to hear from you. Let's fix this up. We need Yoko. Larry, I sure hope you're done with all that stuff. I don't know if you are or not, but I'm sure glad to. It's nice to hear from you today. We do miss you around here. What else is going on? Big election on Sunday in France. The presidential election is going to be held, and it looks like, cross your fingers, it looks like Macron will get reelected. It looks like it's going to be close, but the alternative, you don't want the alternative. If you're an investor, you don't want the alternative. But unfortunately, the reality is that the vote is going to be a lot closer than it has ever been, which is going to spur on the opposition to keep riling up their end of the story. It's the new world. Welcome to it. Like it or not, here we are. I am back for real. Jury Dirty is done and dusted. Larry, way to go, pal. Thank you for your service. You're out of jail. Glad you're back. There's Larry. Says, "Mama, baby's there." Welcome back, man. We've been missing you, no question about it. And get ready, because in what is it, 31 minutes or something like that? Something like that. I can't even tell. I'm so tired. I can't tell you. You'll be hitting the bells, okay? 40 minutes, 41 minutes. You'll hit the bells. So get ready for those. Welcome, my man. It's nice to see you here. All right, there you have it. Let's take a look at some of our faves. Rocket Lab, let me take a look at updates now. Rocket Lab is unchanged this morning. SoFi is up a penny. GameStop is indicating a gain of $1.44 to $143. We heard that last night. I got an email, and then I saw a filing that SoFi has now filed their proxy for their annual meeting. They have indicated, I believe it's June the 8th, for their vote, for all their annual meeting votes, including increasing the authorized number of shares from 300 million to 1 billion shares. So that's coming up for GameStop. Will the stock be up because of this today? No. Will it be up because it's technically oversold? Maybe. Could it go back to 135 this morning? Yeah. So I see no change there. I don't fear the upside at the moment on GameStop. AMC up 7 cents, but it's only at 16.92, now 16.91. We're talking bad news here. This stock was more than double this price 3 weeks ago. They had a run up, and it's come all the way back, and it does not look good at AMC right now, not at all. Matterport unchanged at $6.18 a share. Over on 23andMe, we're showing a 6-cent gain this morning at $3.27. I've got Spire up a nickel at $1.80. News on Spire. For those of you who were not here for the Gold Bagel member alert a little while ago, Spire has been recommended by Raymond James for the first time as an outperform. And they've put a $4 target price on it to kind of start things rolling. This is the third analyst in the last month and a half to join Spire. CJS Securities has a market perform rating on the stock with a $6 target price, and Stifel Securities has a buy rating with a $6 target price as well. I am pretty sure that the three firms I've just mentioned with these buy recommendations and outperform recommendations were all issued these reports since the new individual joined the company. We have that new individual who became the investor relations head. That fellow, I believe that fellow is responsible for the fact that we've had three firms now join the put research out on this company with outperform and buy recommendations on the stock. Prior to him coming on board, this was not happening. The company was not getting much of any kind of news at all. So that is interesting. What else have we got going here? The company, another announcement just coming out here on Spire. The company will hold a conference call with investors and analysts on Wednesday, May the 11th at 5 o'clock to discuss the first quarter of 2022 financial results. They will release the results after the market close on May the 11th, 2022. So that is 8, 11, that's 19 days from now. So next a couple of weeks on Wednesday, that news will come out. It says here, the Spire will be using a Q&A platform developed by Say Technologies to enhance communications and engagement with the shareholders. Verified retail and institutional shareholders will be able to submit and upvote questions. Management will address a selection of the questions relating to Spire's business and financial results on the earnings call. This is such a difference, such an incredible difference versus GameStop. It is refreshing to see a company like this basically announce to the world, we welcome your questions. We will be happy to address questions with regard to the corporation and its financials, as opposed to GameStop giving us the 5-minute written out text. They just read it and then they say goodbye, and no one gets to ask anything of anyone, including the annual meeting that's coming up on June the 8th. The difference is so stark between GameStop and how they interact with their shareholders, which is the backbone of the company's success right now. GameStop shareholders, loyal to a fault, holding through thick and thin, have allowed GameStop to raise a couple of $2 billion over the last year to take care of all their debts, put cash in the bank, and allow them the money to develop out and diversify their offerings. And yet they won't answer a single question from an analyst or from a shareholder, and they don't even have the courtesy to put anyone on camera anywhere to talk about the company's prospects. It is just the starkness, the difference is unbelievable. Here is Spire with this new gentleman running the investor relations department, proactively coming out saying, May the 11th, we're doing the conference call. We're doing the release of financials after the market, and you can submit questions to us, and we'll answer them. And management will answer your questions. I mean, this is basic 101, how a public company should be acting. This is the basics 101. None of this is exotic. None of this is cutting edge. None of this is, never been done before. This is absolutely the minimal amount that companies should be doing. And GameStop is the opposite. They are just really holding back any kind of basic information. I am sure there are shareholders out there who have questions like, for GameStop, how many stores have you got now? How many did you shut down in the last 2 years? You thinking of closing any more? You changed the name of all the stores. Why did you do that? Because there used to be EB Games in Canada. Now it's all GameStop stores. What's the future of the online thing? How's it going? Are you happy with it? I'm just talking basic stuff. This isn't industry secrets. We're not asking GameStop to reveal to us your top secret plans to dominate, rule the world. No, we're asking. We want to know just some really one-on-one stuff, not getting anything from anybody. And it is incredibly frustrating because we're out here on the outside going, "What's going on? Have you heard anything? Hey, Bruce, have you heard anything about GameStop? Hey, Bruce, do you know anything about this?" ATIP could learn from this guy. ATIP should be hiring a new investor relations department. The first piece of news that I would like ATIP to address, because I get this question every day. Is there a new CEO for ATIP coming on board? Anybody know anything about that? I'd really like to be not asked all the time the kind of questions the company should be addressing all the time. Maybe, possibly, it could be that certain representatives from certain companies that we follow have tried to get interviewed through certain media, but are being ignored by certain media because they're not a big enough company. Maybe that's it. I can't say. I wonder, but I don't know. It just blows my mind what is and isn't happening out there. Okay, Spire. It's 180 a share. It's up 5 cents. I move on. ATIP, no changes this morning. Smart Rent, no changes yet. Sixtera down 12 cents to 12.71. Apple 166.71, up 29 cents. Lost 81 cents yesterday, and I think 170 is the barrier right now for Apple. Next week earnings come out, and I wonder if we're going to be in the 150.70 range, or are we going to be in the 150.60 range? Are we going to be in the 140 to 160 range? I don't know. Will Apple go to $200 a share and then 250? No. The answer is no. Why? Because the factory in Shanghai for Apple has been shut down for 3 weeks. Shanghai is now on a 5-week lockdown. By the way, in case you don't know that, the city of Shanghai, the New York City of China, all right, just to kind of put it in perspective, the New York City of China is now entering its 5th week of a complete lockdown. You think, just for a second, what would it mean to the markets in America and globally if New York City were shut down by martial law, police and secret police, automatic locks on all doors in New York City that you can't leave your premises for 5 weeks? Just think about that. It's unthinkable. Not going to happen. You can't control 8 million New Yorkers. Not going to happen. But just think about the economic impact on the rest of the planet if New York and Manhattan and the entire financial district was shut down for 5 weeks. Worldwide calamity. I'm telling you, it was just unthinkable. That's what's going on in China right now. It's just underreported. Goldman Sachs down $1.30 right now to $3.33. Cisco down 18 cents to 52.61. These two stocks have had a bit of a run. Of course, Goldman was as low as 308, got up into that 340 range for a bit, tried to go closer to 350, couldn't do it. We lost $6.76 yesterday. I'm kind of thinking that Goldman is in this 330, 340 range, maybe 325 to 345 range. Hopefully, we're not anywhere near 308 ever again, and we'll get better days. Cisco, 52.61, 50 to 53 seems to be the hood right now. I see lower rather than higher-ish. Cisco isn't in trouble. Cisco isn't losing money. They make a ton of money. They buy back stock. But the markets as a whole are up against higher interest rates. And so this is what is going to retard the markets for a while. It's going to keep it back. Tesla yesterday gained $31.50. Tesla the day before yesterday lost almost $52 a share. After they lost $52 a share, they came out with their earnings, which were blockbuster, blowout, phenomenal. And the stock only gained $31.50 when the day was done yesterday. You could argue that for a while, Tesla shares were up over 100 a share. That's true. You could argue that. And it's true, it happened, but it didn't hold. And it only gained 31.58 yesterday. So far this morning, the stock is a 451 and only 451. Tesla is going to come up now in the next few months. We're going to get the next quarter results, which are this quarter, including the shutdown in Shanghai. The Shanghai shutdown is going to affect Tesla's numbers, and it is going to, I think, cause followers, analysts, fans of Tesla to say, the second quarter is going to be weak compared to the first quarter because of supply chain problems. And it's going to catch them. And it's going to catch Apple. It's going to catch many other companies around the world, not US only. I'm talking global. So Tesla shares may be headed for $750 to $800 this coming quarter. And we may have already topped out on it. I'm just telling you where I think it's going and where we're at. ARC Innovations up 2 cents to 53.37. $60 is the barrier. I don't even know if it can reach 55 right now. We might be in the 45.50 neighborhood if we get a continued pullback in the market. The ARC Innovation Fund is sitting on so many shares that are disruptors. They are getting shellacked on the marketplace because, again, the competition for cash is now between the bond market, the treasury market, and the stock market. And there are pension fund managers, ETF managers, hedge fund managers, mutual fund managers who are sitting on tens of trillions of dollars that must perform and bring in income to satisfy the needs of the aging baby boomers that are retiring and need cash to live on. And for the first time in maybe 20 odd years, it's possible that interest rates, if they keep rising and have the effect of bringing inflation down, we could have an environment where putting money into a US Treasury is a smart investment on an income basis return on equity. In other words, you may find that you're already getting emails from your local bank, your local financial institutions, offering you interest on your money that you've never been offered before. Some of you have never been offered interest on your money before, and now you're getting these notices. Some of you haven't seen these in years. It used to be you'd get a toaster oven if you opened up an account at a local bank and gave them $5,000 for 5 years. They'll give you 7% interest and a toaster oven. Now there are notices coming out where they say stuff like, we'll give you a 1% interest for the first year. And if you sign up for a total of 3 years, we'll give you bonus interest of another 1 or 2% on top of that. There are all kinds of offers being formulated to get your capital into these entities because they want to lend it out at 7, 8, and 10% to the not so creditworthy crowd and only pay you 1 or 2% to get it. They don't want to borrow it from the Federal Reserve at 3% later this year, if possible, or next year. They'd rather borrow it from you at 1.5% to 2%. And as soon as you make one violation on your checking account or savings account, they'll offer you a deal where we'll give you 1.5% interest monthly, blah, blah, blah. But if your balance drops under $1,000, you get nothing. They're waiting to nail you on one purchase on your debit card that puts you under 1,000 limit for 15 minutes because you make a deposit into your account after you buy something, and you get nothing on that money. And they're making 8, 10% a year on that money from the others. The game is on. The rush for capital is underway, where banks used to just go to the Federal Reserve and borrow money at zero. They would just get it. Right now, they're getting it at 1/4 of a point. They would borrow money for 1/4 of a point and lend it to you at 3 and 4%, 5%. Now they're playing the game of, well, the Fed's going to lift it to 2.5 by the end of the year. Next year could be 3, 3.5. Why don't we get these deposits here, lock these deposits up for 5 years, and we'll lend against it for the next 5 years. And we'll start with 5 and 6% interest that we'll charge, paying you 2. And then next year, we'll lend that money out for 7, 8%. And then the third year of your 5-year deal, we'll lend it out at 8 or 9%. The fourth year, 9 and 10. And the fifth year, 10 to 12. If rates keep on going up, and we're still only paying you 1 or 2% interest for the full 5 years. And we, the bank, make a killing because we have millions of you people with between $2,000 and $25,000 each at a minimum to basically suck in on a 1 or a 2 or 3% offer to try to get your money. That's the competition that's on. In the stock market, the competition is simple. IBM shareholders have to look at IBM stock and ask themselves, should I own this stock, IBM, or should I buy a bond fund, an ETF bond fund that is yielding 2.4% right now? The bond fund is made up of all kinds of AAA bonds from around the world, solid as hell. They have capital, could be capital gains there, but there are nice yields coming out. Well, IBM right now, if you buy the shares, you'll get a yield on your money of 4.69%. And IBM is at $139 a share, $139.73. Why would you give the U.S. government money at 2.5% to 3% for a 10-year net note when you can put it into IBM stock and get 4.69? There's a smart move. The question, of course, is, well, all right, that's what those guys are doing. What about Goldman Sachs? Should I put my money in Goldman Sachs? Well, Goldman Sachs at $333 a share. You buy that stock right now, you're getting 2.39% on your money. And therein lies the issue. Goldman Sachs makes tons of money, but they're only paying a 2.39 yield on their shares. And there are investors out there who need income. And they're going, hey, I can buy the U.S. Treasury. I can buy a 5-year Treasury note right now and get 3% interest from the United States government. I love Americans. They pay their taxes. The government can afford to pay 3% interest every year. I'll lend it to them. Why should I give my money to Goldman Sachs? And it's not like I'm giving it to Goldman Sachs. I'm just buying stock in Goldman Sachs. It's not like I'm buying stock from the company Goldman Sachs. I'm just buying shares in the open market. But if I own shares in the open market of Goldman Sachs at $333 a piece, I'm only getting 2.39% yield. That's my dividend yield. That's 0.6% every 3 months, 0.2% every month on my money in the form of dividends paid every quarter. Goldman has a problem on their hands. They've got to lift the dividend. They have to pay out more money per share to get a higher yield on their stock, or they are underneath the 5 or 10-year Treasury note. They're behind. They're going to find that pension funds and mutual funds and hedge funds and ETFs are going to dump the stock because they'll rather dump the shares at these prices and put the money to work into something that yields higher. They might buy IBM instead. They'll buy perhaps another financial that yields more than 2.39%. The shopping game is on in this yield environment. It's only going to get worse because as the rates go higher and we get into the 2.5% range, 3%, 3.5% range, we're going to note that any stock not yielding 3.5% is behind the Treasury yield. And that puts these stocks out of favor with bond funds, hedge funds, mutual funds, ETFs. We're talking trillions of dollars now, trillions that will shift elsewhere. And this is why the market is under pressure. The stock market is competing with money that is being handed over in the form of bond interest payments. That's the catch. And so we're going to be watching this game going forward for a while. So much going on. The work environment, inflation, interest rates, yields on stocks, yields on bonds, oil prices, COVID, war in Ukraine. Kids, if you're hanging around with me here, you can't be bored. We got a ton of stuff to follow at the same time, all over the place. And investors have got to make up their minds. What is it I want to hold? What is it I don't want to hold, and why? And this is where, in theory, GameStop could do really well. GameStop could do really well in theory because people want to stay home and hang out, work from home, and play from home. Well, playing from home means video games for a lot of families, a lot of individuals. GameStop could do well with at-home games. Sure, there's curbside pickup, drop and delivery, online ordering, and yeah, GameStop can still be caught in the supply chain interruption game that can affect GameStop. But GameStop can also service hundreds of millions of people globally, as opposed to tens of millions of people domestically when it comes to online selling and distribution. And so they have a bigger pool of clients to go after for business rather than getting you to walk through the door of an 800 square foot GameStop store in your local mall. They're shifting people away from that and putting them online. Of course, stocks that we follow here are definitely all headed another direction. They're headed away from the physical world. The former SPACs we're following are definitely not going to be affected necessarily by supply chains. Rocket Lab, for example, they launched satellites. SoFi, online banking. Matterport, digitization of real estate. 23andMe, the creation of drugs through all the genome technology they have and all that information they have, underappreciated by the market, understood, not understood by the market in general, of how massive 23andMe is going to become as a player in creation of new medications. Spire Global, management of satellites. They don't have to worry about supply chain issues there. ATI physical therapy. The number of people that require physical therapy is rising. The backlog of people that need to be treated is growing, and ATIP can't keep up with the business. The stock is 164 last night, and business has never been better for this company. That is the shocker, and everything is opening up. Stock is way undervalued. SmartRent, managing real estate from remote locations. Once these systems are installed in these units, they never get uninstalled. It's kind of like your cable company. They provide you with television, and you don't want that anymore? Okay, well, we'll provide you with internet. Okay, I'll take that. And now you're paying just as much for internet as you used to pay for the cable bill. They never stop making money. SmartRent will be part of a home's existence. It's kind of like you pay the property taxes, you pay the power bill, you pay for water, you pay for natural gas, and you pay for your SmartRent. It's automatic. There's no way to not have it. Security, efficiency, and flexibility to allow people into your home. If you're an Airbnb-er, you have to have SmartRent. If you're in the Airbnb business, you've got to have SmartRent to allow your guests in and out of the home for the rental period. It's essential. Sextera, data processing. The company's going to be taken over. They're on the market. They're available for purchase. We'll wait and see what happens. All right, just a couple of things here. Microsoft down 48, Bed Bath & Beyond up a penny, Pfizer down 9 cents, and Hewlett Packard down 18 cents at 38.11 right now in the pre-market moment in the market right now. All right, the Dow down 110, S&P down 10 points. We have 15 minutes to go before we open. The Nasdaq has gone negative, down 5.5 points right at the moment. Gold is down $12. Crude oil down $1.50 to 102.29. The 10-year Treasury 2.92%. The foreign currency right now, euro 108.28, and that's a recovery from 107.9. The pound at 128.78. It got down here, came back to 129.10 and dropped again. Now 128.78. And the pound could be headed for 125. And that is a huge cut in the value of the British pound to the US dollar. This is possible. We'll see what the Bank of England does. They could at any time raise rates on an emergency basis to counteract the drop, but I don't think they're in a real hurry to drop the pound, to get the pound to become more valuable against the American dollar. I think they're quite happy, silently happy, that the U.S. dollar is gaining against the pound right now. That's my gut feeling on that one. All right. Oh boy, we'll see what happens here in 14 minutes. Big news for us is Larry is waiting and on standby, ready to hit the bells the moment trading is going to begin. And so things are quickly returning to normal around here, which is great. DQ, you have been a phenomenal stand-in for Larry Titus. We do appreciate that as always. Thank you, all of you, for these thumbs ups that have been coming in, 112 already this morning. Appreciate you guys letting me know what thumbs up number you are when you hit that thumbs up button. Nail that sucker for us. We got to get to 200 thumbs ups as soon as humanly possible. If you're happy that Larry Titus is with us again, hit the thumbs up button in honor of Larry Titus's return as the Bellmaster. I do appreciate it. Thank you all so much for responding and helping out. We're at 118 right now. Just lost one to 117. Someone's not happy that Larry's back. There you go. But what can I say, Larry? I'm just putting it out there. Thank you, one and all. Down 106 on the Dow, 975 on S&P. We're down 1 point on NASDAQ, down $1.89 on crude oil to 101.90. That is good news. If we can break 100, that would be even better news. We'll see how this market wants to work around that. Okay, everybody, thank you so much for being here. I note that on CNBC, there's a headline that came out a while ago that says Singapore eases COVID measures, removes all tests for fully vaccinated travelers. So Singapore is quickly joining the rest of the planet here on with easing up of COVID restrictions for travelers. Getting interesting over there. Deutsche Bank has downgraded JetBlue Airlines, interestingly. What else is going on? Kramer says Disney is a buy, apparently. Interesting stuff there. They're having problems in Florida. We'll see how all that plays out. And headline coming out here about Disney that Florida taxpayers could face a $1 billion Disney debt bomb of its special district status, having it being revoked. There's all kinds of talk about all kinds of issues there, and that is a political football. I'm going to avoid that today. Let's continue forward, if that is possible. Elon Musk has apparently secured $46.5 billion of financing, if he needs it, to take on Twitter. Interesting stuff. And what else are they saying here? JP Morgan upgrades United Airlines and American Airlines after strong forward guidance. I think that is that's wishful thinking, I'm going to say. The airlines, I just don't think, with higher interest rates, higher inflation, higher fuel costs, and the possibility of the variants, the virus reigniting, which it is already in the U.S., not so sure. The thing that isn't happening for the airlines, unfortunately for the airlines, what is not happening is an absolute straight line recovery of business travel coming back. That is not happening. Many of you out there, you know people, relatives, friends, coworkers, whatever, who used to travel for business a lot, often, and you know that they're not doing that anymore. You know that they're doing they are simply doing the Zoom call game, the texting game, the email game. They're not getting in there, grabbing a cab from their place to the airport, flying somewhere, grabbing a hotel, spending a night or two, coming back. It's just not. It's not coming back like it was. There's some recovery, but I would say of the 100% of business travel that went away, 30% might come back, 15% might come back. This is not going to save the airlines. They need it all back. They need all of it back. Because at the end of the day, airlines run very tight ships. They run a very, very narrow business between profit and loss. And airlines here are still faced with a dilemma where we, as casual travelers, we're coming back somewhat. We like to go on a trip, but we're not the big spenders on board the airplanes. We are the ones in economy and premium economy. We're not the ones in business class. It was the employees being sent by their bosses to nail down a $2 million contract, a $50 million contract, a whatever partnership. They were the ones going out in business class and coming back. Now, what might be happening, and again, I'm going to speculate here, what might happen in the next 6 months as business attempts to recover and try to get back, there may well be people who used to travel who are now being enticed back to travel, to come back to the company and travel for the company. And instead of you traveling in economy like we used to make you do, we're now going to upgrade you to business class at every turn. And we're going to offer you executive suite privileges at hotels to make life in a hotel a lot easier than what you had in the past. That might happen to entice people somewhat back. But if the virus is as virulent as it is now, as deadly and as just so easy to catch, you're not going to get back certain people, especially the 50 and older crowd, those folks who are your best negotiators, the most experienced people in business. They're in the prime of their prime lives, that 50 to 60 year window where they're using the 30 years experience that they've built up between their 50th year and their 60th year to nail down business. Those folks are the ones that need to be rehired to entice back to travel on behalf of the corporation. Those are the folks most reluctant to come back. And can you blame them? These folks, in many, many cases, have lost relatives, have lost parents because of the virus. Their parents' 70s and 80s, they died because of it. These folks have seen the carnage a lot more than a 30-year-old has. And these folks have also had the luxury of, in the last 2 years, working from home. And while working from home, they've recognized that their home that they're sitting in has gone up by 50% in value or 70% in value from where it was in 2018-19. And these are people who were working to pay off the mortgage finally, because the kids are gone now. They're empty nesters for the first time, and they're just paying off their debts, including those mortgage payments. And they have that $500,000 house, $700,000 house in 18-19. That is now a $1 to $1.4 million house. And the mortgage was down to $200,000, and they were working for 5 more years to get the mortgage down to $100,000, hopefully have enough equity, sell, and retire. And all of a sudden, they're sitting here going, I don't have to go back to that grind anymore in that airplane because my house is up $500,000 in value the last 2 years, and I only owe $100 on it. It's a $1.4 million house. I got $1.3 million equity in this damn place, plus my savings and my IRAs and my 401ks. Not going back, man. I'm not going back. Others out there who were saddled with huge debts after the crash of 2008, the financial crisis. They battled their way back to get to a stable point in 14, 15, 16, and they were thinking, I'll work another 10, 15 years to pay everything off and build a retirement so my kids don't have to carry me. And they've realized in the last 3 years, 2 years now, I've elevated myself way above where I ever thought I would be. Even 10 years from now, I wasn't going to be here. I didn't think I'd be here, and I'm here today. And the boss is calling and wants me to travel on an airplane? I don't think so. No. I'll work from home. I'll work on a consulting basis. I'm watching Uncle Bruce. I'm going to hang out with him and write stock options and make money that way. The hell with this. And the world has changed. And there you go. Here we are. Here we are, kids. Welcome to the new reality. and it is all over the media. Not a week goes by now that I don't see stories about people, the Great Resignation stories that we've talked about here multiple times. Not a week goes by that I don't see that. And also, I read stuff about how the workforce is not returning to the pre-pandemic normal that it once was. And I can see why, because we've all aged 2 years, and we're a lot smarter now, and we're in a much better position than we were in 2 years ago with regard to our relations with our former employers. It's interesting. Of course, there are some employers out there who are the best. They are the best people to work with, work for. They take really good care of their employees. They're proactive when it comes to issues. They communicate with their employees constantly. They have group meetings. How can we make things better? We, the owners of our company, are very well aware of the nightmare that's going on. We see all of our competitors are having all kinds of problems. We want to be the leaders in our business, and you, the employees, are the key to our success. What do we need to do? How can we make this work? And these are the firms that are thriving right now, absolutely thriving. But I have a suspicion that these are also the firms who are specializing in work from home arrangements with their clients, with their employees. So they're the leaders rather than the reluctant followers. And their competitors just don't get it. They want normalcy. They want everyone to come back to the office like before. These new guys are just the disruptors. They're going to be the future leaders. And they figured out, not only do our employees want to stay home, but the people we do business with, they're at home and they are comfortable when they're doing business with our company, because our company has bought into the philosophy of we can work remotely as a corporation, and we can service you even and knowing you're working remotely. And this is a very positive vibe, because I bet you there are people who are at home who want to run their corporations and businesses from home, and they're being asked by their suppliers, oh, can we come and see you in person downtown at the so-and-so hotel or at your offices? And they don't want to go to the office. They don't want to meet people in person. They just want to have this relationship that they've been going on here. I bet you that's going on as well. Just amazing what's happening. I could not have imagined 2 years ago that the world would be the way it is today, and going to stay the way it is today. Just 2 years ago, the change has been profound. Welcome one, welcome all. 2 minutes away from Larry Titus ringing the bells for us to get this day started. I welcome all of you to the channel. Hope you're going to have a good day today. We're going to keep an eye on options expiries today. I hope a lot of you have options expiring worthless today. Wouldn't that be lovely? Or options that you've written earlier this week and last week. Hopefully, a number of these are depreciating dramatically for you, and you've got options that were 3 weeks old, now are going to be down to a week and a half or less, and they have absolutely been decimated in value, and you guys are mopping up the profits. I'm excited for you, and I love what I see, and it's an option writer's paradise right now in the markets. It might not feel like it, but it is. And way to go, you guys, for being part of it. Airlines and profits. I haven't heard that put together in a long time. Dave, the Mac guy, remote work being an established and desired workplace benefit is going to cut down on business travel even further from pre-COVID declines. A 4-hour work week, baby, 4-day, actually 99 says, 32 hours, laughing out loud. Spire, let's see what Elon tries today with Twitter. Hard to crack the whip over Zoom. DQ, my company exited a bunch of their real estate contracts in 2020. I have no office to return to. 30-second warning, Larry. Bama Babe, that is interesting, DQ. I present you this bell, says 99 Nations, and there it is. It's official. The market is open because Larry says so. The bells are ringing. Thank you, Larry, so much. Let's go, he's saying. Everyone is happy that Larry is back. Oh, that felt good to do that again, says Larry. Great to have you here, my man. It's super to see. Welcome one, welcome all. and the bells have been rung. We're up and we're running. Duncan, it's time for a coffee break. There you go, Duncan. Way to go, buddy. Beautiful. Welcome back. Larry says 99 nations, Bama babe. Thank you, Larry. So nice to have you back. And again, DQ, thank you to you for stepping in for Larry all this time that he's been away. You've been great, and we really appreciate it, of course. Welcome back, Larry, from What's Cooking, Bama babe. Welcome back. No one does it better, says nice. Nazareth. No one operates the bells like Larry operates the bell. We're down 201 on the Dow as the first minutes are clicking by here. We're down 13 points on the S&P, and we're up 11 on NASDAQ. We'll see how everything kind of works itself out. We've got a lot to follow here, a lot of trending going on. We have stuff going on all over the place. The good news is that oil is down $2 a barrel at 101.75. That is a good thing. We're watching all kinds of developments going on here simultaneously. My gosh, there is just no end to this. Let's keep an eye on this market. 191 drop on the Dow. Twitter up 69 cents to 47.77. Xterra down 16 cents to 12.65. I have Rocket Lab unchanged at 787. I've got SoFi 654 down a nickel. GameStop 142.25. Looks like about 65, 70 cents higher. AMC 1703 up 18. Matterport up a penny to 618. ME down 3.5 cents. Spire is up 12.5 cents now to 187.50. And this, I believe, is attributable to a well done job being done by the new head of investor relations for Spire. I suspect that the cumulative effect of the efforts of that team is beginning to pay off. And the hope I have is that the first area of improvement for Spire, apart from the stock price, of course, is the volume of trading on the stock. That is what we want to see. There's a sign that it's working. Right now, 327,000 shares traded to start the morning off on Spire. This is excellent. Very happy to see this. 187.8 up 12.8 cents. We'll see how it goes all day long. Highcroft Mining at 152, down 5 cents. This stock was $3.30 a share 2 weeks ago, trading $350 million a day. The opening salvo on Highcroft Mining this morning, 791,000 shares down a nickel. It's all over, my friends. That hype is gone. ATIP down 1/10 of a penny at 163.9. Smart Rent down 1/2 of a penny, at 468.5. Pfizer down 28 cents to 48.83. All options backing off on Pfizer today. HP, Hewlett Packard down 37 cents to 37.92. The sweet spot to buy this stock with a 37 handle on it. This is where you want to move in. Robinhood up 12 cents, holding at 10.53. We're on the way to $5 on this stock. Vanek Vectors SMH 240.64 up 40 cents. Home Depot down 241 to 307.95. IBM down 140 to 138.75. Microsoft up 139 to 282. Apple up 123 to 167.65. Goldman down 250 to 331.79. Cisco is off 26 cents to 52.52. Facebook up 432 now to 192. Amazon up $20. Tesla down 50 cents. Google up $8. Bed Bath Beyond down 18 cents. BlackBerry up a penny. Royal Caribbean 83.45 up a nickel. And I don't see this hanging around up here too much longer. But sometimes these stocks defy gravity. Target down 164. JP Morgan down 41 cents. Costco down $4. Walmart up 29 cents. Nvidia up 22 cents. Disney down $1.35 again to 130. We got American Airlines up 70 cents to 20.92. Flying amongst the clouds. I don't see this lasting. Netflix up 123 to 219. Moderna up 63 cents to 145. There you have it. That's our opening salvo. A 227 point drop on the Dow. 20 on S&P, and 8 on NASDAQ. The NASDAQ is the best performing index, trying not to back off. But it is off 9.5. S&P down 0.48 of a percentage point. The Dow down 0.7 of a percentage point. We had a 500-point gain, a 250-point gain. Then we dropped 300 something yesterday, and now we're down 230 again today. We're giving back almost all the gains that this Dow managed to pile on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. That is what's going on right now. And the culprit, higher interest rates, are the big culprit right now. Competition for cash. Oil down 185 to 101.94. Oh boy. Let's see what else is going on here. Twitter up 93 cents to 48.01. Sextera down 21 to 12.60. No change on Rocket Lab. SoFi +2 now, 662. It bottomed out at 653. We've had 2.2 million go through. GameStop 144.04. It's up 248. The low and high now, GameStop 142.20 for the low, 144.70 for the high, sitting at 144.04. AMC holding a 30-cent gain, 34-cent gain at $17.19. The low was $17. The high was $17.34. We're actually backing off on AMC from the $17.34 high already set. 638 now on Matterport, up 20, so roughly. ME up 2. Spire at 183 a share, up 8 cents. Spire volume now, what are we into? 7 minutes into the day? 478,000 shares. That is the best opening volume on Spire I may have seen in months. I mean, months. They've announced their first quarter conference call coming up. They're involved in a Jefferies Virtual Space Summit. And Benjamin Hackman is the head of investor relations. And I think the results are beginning to show on volume trading on this stock and awareness of this stock, what they're up to. And I can only hope that other companies follow in Spire's footsteps. Put in a top-notch team in the investor relations department of your public company. Absolute top priority. You've got to have a top-notch team to expose the virtues of your company. As if you don't, you are the great unknown mystery stock, and your company isn't going anywhere. Your shareholders will get upset, frustrated, and will walk away. They will not hang around. You must keep your shareholders informed as to what is going on, no matter how mundane it is. Stocks like GameStop are 1 in a million. GameStop does everything wrong when it comes to investor relations. They do everything wrong when it comes to investor communication. And yet the stock holds at this point 142.74, whereas everyone else cannot afford to play this game because they don't have a Ryan Cohen kind of mystique around their stock. That's the only thing GameStop's got going for them is Ryan Cohen. That's it. Other than that, it's a mystery as to what this thing is about and what they're going to do. 143.02 on GameStop now, 142.74. We're up $1.18 on GameStop as we speak. All right, there you are. We're up 230, down 232 on the Dow. We're down 25 on S&P, down 30 now on NASDAQ. NASDAQ is accelerating its losses. Bama baby. I kind of miss not Larry Titus, laughing out loud. Duncan, thanks, IDQ. Larry, thanks for the welcomes, everybody. Duncan, Larry, it's time to be humble, shrug. Bobby, Spire isn't pretty. It just looks that way. DQ, whenever Larry is in jury duty, NLT will be there. Whenever Bama doesn't get her luggage, NLT will be there. Whenever Uncle Bruce gets Yoko out of the storage locker, NLT might not be there. 99 Nation. SoFi already got some spring off the ring here. Not easy being green. Larry Titus, that name rings a bell. Bobby Zing. Let's see what else is going on here. Zach, Larry Titus, glad you're back, buddy. Bama Babe, DQ, you're on a roll. Francic, VZ earnings are out. Market does not like it. Verizon. AB, I got a feeling Spire is one CNBC plug away from going to $5 a share. That's true. If these guys can somehow get a spokesman or some analyst on CNBC to talk about these guys, Yeah, but I don't know if that's going to happen. Don't Microwave Cat says Spire will be delisted before it sees $5. Zzz. John, that would be awesome. AB, if they could get on to CNBC. Vilbus traveling to end this week. Bought back into GameStop yesterday at 145, looking to right on. Laugh out loud, AB. Didn't see your comment before I posted. All right, we're down 302 on the Dow Jones right now to start things off on a negative foot. See how far this wants to go. S&P down 33, Nasdaq now down 56. The Dow's down 0.9% of a percentage point, 0.9. The S&P's down 0.74. Nasdaq is down 0.40. So it's a Dow-led drop right now that is leading this market lower. That's where we're at right now. What else is going on here? Oil at 102.26 down $1.53. These markets are gyrating all over the place right here. Okay, let's go with a refresh. Still showing S&P down 33, Nasdaq down 56. Okay. Let's see what else is going on here. Nick, thank you for being thumbs up number 155 today. I appreciate that. All of you hitting those thumbs ups. I appreciate all of you for that. Nick had covered my Home Depot short yesterday right after the dip. Thank you, Mr. Powell. There you go, Nick. Making money off that. Easy money. DQ, way to go, Nick. Congrats. 99 Nation Videos. GJ, I don't know what that means. Phone. What's with SoFi? Down 4 cents, 4.56. Nick, my pick for today's short is CVNA. I predict at least a $2 drop. John, 270,000 volume on Spire. Shot it up to 189. Now back on our way down to the basement. Spire at the moment, 181.5, up 6.5 cents. This is the low of the morning. 492,000 shares. That first initial rush has come and gone. We'll see how it goes. Enough volume on Spire, it just goes higher. It's just simple as that. We're down 1.6 cents on ATIP. Smart Rent unchanged. Pfizer down 42. Hewlett-Packard 37.54. We're in the sweet spot to acquire Hewlett-Packard. Anyone write contracts this week on Hewlett-Packard? Anyone write 39s or 40s or 41s? You got to be laughing now. Smiling from ear to ear. 99 Nation Videos. Means good job. TF, I bought another 100 Spire and 100 ATIP, and I'm dry again. DQ, keep dropping Cisco. I have calls to buy back. Cisco, 52.20 down 60 cents, 52.18 down 60 cents on Cisco. We're down 4.69 on Goldman, down 38 on Apple, down 56 on Microsoft, down 186 on IBM, Home Depot down 4.26, and Vanek down 1.96. There's red coming into the market. We're down 343 on the Dow. We're up 36 and the S&P make it 37. And we're down 68 on NASDAQ. Do not fear upside. Vilbes, I had a SoFi stinker in that hit. Now I'm up to 2,200 shares. Nick, I just shorted CVNA at 88.78. Rock and roll, man. CVNA. That's Carvana, if I'm not mistaken. CVNA. Let's take a look at that stock right there. Boom. Shorted at 88.78. We're 86.72. What's the word I'm looking for? Oh, yeah. There we go. 86.74. Way to go, Nick. Making money. I love it. AB, Peter Plaster, Spire CEO, owns 20 million shares himself. If it ever hits 100 a share one day, he'll be on that billionaire list. 20 million shares. Yeah, no kidding. Going to be a very wealthy person. Kramer gave the CVNA the stink last night, says Bobby. Interesting. The Dow off 347. Twitter at $48, up 92 cents. One of the only green arrows I see out there. Sextera 1254 down 27. Rocket Lab down a nickel. SoFi 649 down 11. GameStop 142.45 is only up 89 cents running into stock. AMC 1727 up 42. Matterport 639 up 22. ME 323 up 2. Spire 181.5 up 6.5. Hycroft Mining unchanged. ATIP down 1.6 cents. Smart Rent down half a penny. Pfizer off 45 and Hewlett Packard down 84 to 37.45. The bargoon is there. Let's see. Interesting comments from you guys. Watching a lot of things here. We're watching the interest rate story this morning on the 10-year Treasury, 2.917% right now. The currencies, euro 1.08, 108.12 under pressure. The pound at 128.68. The pound couldn't go under 130 all last week. Wouldn't go under it. Now it just went right through it like a hot knife through soft butter. 128.67, down 1.6 cents today on the pound. A big drop today, really big. Australian dollar 72.82. It's off 1.1% today, getting hit as well. That's what's going on around here, you guys. Interesting start to the morning, to say the least. Gamestop 142.17, up 61 cents at the moment. SoFi 644, the low of the day 643, the low of all time 643. We're at the all-time low on SoFi. It's 5.59 million traded, and this is just a giveaway of giveaways of giveaways. And I can't help the people who are selling. I have no hope for you guys. If you're selling at all-time lows, what do you expect to make? How can you make money if you're selling at all-time lows? It just blows my mind. Anyway, there it is. Interesting stuff. A conference call has been scheduled for SoFi to discuss their first quarter results. That will be Tuesday, May the 10th, coming up after the financials get released. So we'll be waiting for that. In the meantime, the stock is at virtually its all-time lows, and we're less than 3 weeks away from financials coming out that could blow the doors off the stock. But what can I tell you? I don't know why people are in a hurry to sell a company's shares 2-3 weeks before earnings that could be much higher. I can't help them. They've got obviously pressures on them that is making them sell the stock, and I don't know what else to say. New all-time low, says TIF. Bilbas, R.I.P. Gary LaFleur. AB, does it bode well for the long haul that the CEO owns millions of shares? ATIP, by contrast, I think their highest ranking officer owns like less than 100,000 shares. Well, ATIP is a special case because I believe 80% of the company is held by one hedge fund. I believe Boston-based. Why that hedge fund doesn't have a kick-ass investor relations department running the show, I don't know. I'm oblivious to what their thought process is. I don't know where they're at, but they're not getting results on that open market. That is for sure. Dear SoFi, turn into a bird so you could fly far away from here. Believe. Dear SoFi, turn into a bird and far away. AB, there's people in this chat that probably own more shares of ATIP than the CEO of ATIP. Wait a minute. There is no CEO of ATIP. Don't microwave cats. My SoFi stink bid is in for 105. Scott, I'm back from the dentist. Is Spire delisted yet? TIF, AB, which CEO? Bobby, Larry, you're back. Oh my goodness. The Dow down 316, S&P down 35, NASDAQ down 55 points so far today. That is where we're at right now on this market. Gold down 850, oil down 141 right now to 102.38 a barrel. And we got Twitter holding a 150 gain to 48.60, getting stronger. Sixtera down 36 cents to 12.45. Rocket Lab 779 down 8. SoFi 651 now, 652 on SoFi, down 8. GameStop 143.30 right now. On GameStop up 174. Volume on GameStop this morning in 10 minutes, 165,000 shares of GameStop. That's all that's trading. That we can't hold a gain with that kind of what you can't. There's no way. If we're down to a couple of thousand shares every 10 minutes, there's no way we're going to hold this market. Just saying, we're up 223. It's a miracle we're even here. AMC up 52 cents, 17.37. Matterport 636 up 19. ME 318 down 2.9 cents. Spire up 4.5 cents now, 179.5. Volume on Spire in 10 minutes, 543,000 shares. It is also getting caught in the downward drift, but let's see how much there is. Is it really going to go lower, or is it going to turn? Hycroft Mining up 0.8 nothing going on. ATIP 163 down a penny. Smart Rent down a penny. Pfizer off 33 to 48.78. Hewlett Packard now 37.91 down 38 cents. Wow. What a morning here. What a morning. Tesla down $1.30 to 1,007. Bed Bath & Beyond down 26. BlackBerry down 3. Royal Caribbean negative 70 cents to 82.70 right now. Do not fear upside on Royal Caribbean at all. Okay. Man, oh man. Yeah, man, oh man, oh man, oh man. And welcome back, Larry from TIFF. Credit Savage. Good morning, my fellow simpletons and Uncle Bruce. How you doing? Good morning to all of you out there, to the show, the channel. AB, if Spire goes to $1, I'll buy 1,000 shares. Not think about it for a year. See what happens. There you go. Brave words. Thank you very much for that. Oh, man, oh, man, oh, man, oh, man. I'll tell you, it's an amazing start to the day. Just wondering how this is going to go here. Interest rate fears are the problem right now around the world markets. That is exactly what's causing the consternation on the stock market. We're down 271 on the Dow, a little recovery, but not much. Thank you for the 171 thumbs ups, everybody. Appreciate this. Thank you, and keep those thumbs ups coming if you can, folks. We are very appreciative of all your help right here and right now. Let's go. Rob is saying, AB, just put in a stink bid and wait for a couple of weeks. Rob, 103. There you go. We're now at 281 on the Dow, negative 281. We're negative 23 or 25 on S&P, negative 9 on NASDAQ. We've got Twitter holding 48.64, up 160. Cyxtera down to 12.39 after topping out yesterday at 13.88 for the all-time high yesterday morning. Rocket Lab 780 down 7 cents. SoFi down 6 to 654. Seems to be coming back a little bit. The low of the day on SoFi 643 on 6.9 million. So we've had some volume come through here, and it's back to 655 right now on the stock. GameStop 143.88 up 232. Volume on GameStop now 182,000 shares. AMC 1747. This is near the high of the day on 4 million shares so far. Matterport 633 up 16 cents. ME down 4. Spire up 3.5 to 178.5. ATIP down a penny. Smart Rent unchanged at the moment. Okay, and elsewhere. Man, oh man, new headline here. New Omicron subvariants muddy the pandemic picture. Investors just pulled a massive $70.5 billion out of global equities. They're just getting started, says Bank of America. Let's go. Breaking news: Verizon Communications and Caterpillar share losses contribute to Dow's drop this morning. They have been leading the way lower. Other stocks contributing to the decline of the Dow: Nike, United Health, and 3M also backing off the markets right now. Okay, and let me take a look over here. Other announcements, other factors. The VIX is up 0.92 to 2360. That's negative. The Russell is down 8.2 points at the moment. NASDAQ, S&P, Dow all lower. The Dow now down 321 again, with S&P off now 29, and the NASDAQ down 14.8 points. Carvana, $88, holding a $5 gain at the moment. That is a story on Carvana. The low of the day looks like 85.61, the high 91, trading at 88.58. The stock, the company does not make money. They're not making money. There are 90 million out, 87 million free floating, and it's at 88.11 right now. That is where we're at on Carvana. All right, GameStop 143.90 up 234. The high of the day 144.91. The low 141.15. That's where we're at right there. Here we go. Here we go. If SoFi earnings aren't great, do you think this will take it to 3? It's getting scary and stupid despite how great the company is. Their earnings will be great. Their earnings will be higher. I think they're revising up their numbers other than student loan provisions. And the talk from Washington on student loans are payoffs and forgiveness. That's going to add to the bottom line of SoFi dramatically. So, no, I see the opposite. Stephen, I don't think so, but I've never been correct. Nick covered CVNA for a cool $3,500 in what, 15 minutes? I'm going to take that deal. Way to go, Nick. Well done. You're on top of this, and that's why you can pull this off. Let's go. Nice going, Nick, says Alberto. Let's go here. Anyway, Clay is saying, I'm down from my 1045 average purchase on SoFi, but do you see me complaining that much? No, not that much at all. This is where you take advantage of these prices. These are giveaways. $650 on SoFi. Buy this stuff. Get your hands on this stuff. Write options on stuff and take the money and buy SoFi. Get it. That's the plan. Get her. That's the whole plan. Get her. SoFi. Get her now. Absolutely. You buy at the low. Always buy at the low. Never let it get past you. Buy at the low. This snapback rally that SoFi is going to have. When a snapback rally happens, you're all going to miss this thing. It's all going to run away on you, and you're all going to go, oh, you left me at the station. Do not be left at the station. Get on the train early and sit on the train. Wait for it to move out of the station. It's gonna run when it runs. 648. It's ridiculously cheap. Ridiculously cheap. Anyway, that's the plan. Laugh out loud. Get her. That's the plan. Get her. 364 down dip on the Dow right now. 35 on S&P. 31 on NASDAQ. Oil down 108. Unbelievable. Twitter up 175 to 48.84. You think that Elon's going to take it over? I think he might. Sextera down 47 cents. Rocket Lab down 2. SoFi 650 down a dime. GameStop 144.02 up 246. AMC is up 71 cents to 1656. Matterport up 15 to 632. ME down 3.5. Spire 180.5 up 5.5 cents. Volume on Spire here, 583,000. Low of the day, 177. Now back to 180.5. It's coming back. ATIP unchanged, 164. Smart Rent 463 down 6. Pfizer 48.58 down 53. Hewlett Packard 37.72 down 57 cents. Robinhood is up 7 to 10.51. Vanik Vectors down 55 cents. Home Depot down 5.70. IBM down 2.19. Microsoft down 54 cents. Apple down 8 cents. Goldman down 6.30. Cisco down 78 to 52 bucks even. Facebook down 26. Amazon down 88 cents. Tesla up 10 bucks. Google up down $27. Bed Bath Beyond up 2. BlackBerry down 3. So where we're at, guys, 382 down dip on the Dow here, about the low of the day, I think. 414, very close, about 20 points away from the low of the day. We were down 400 already today, just a few moments ago. We are at roughly session lows, give or take 10, 20 points, down 375, 385. I got nothing better to do than make money, says 99 Nations. Alberto, thank you for a donation on PayPal. You are the man. Thank you, all of you out there who've been doing PayPal donations this week. Alberto, of course, and Beach Boy, of course. If I'm remiss, I miss some of these sometimes. You guys send me donations, and I miss mentioning them. I apologize for that. Thank you all for that. Jason Parrish, thank you. Earlier this week, you made a donation on PayPal to me. Thank you, all of you out there. You guys keeping us on the air. We're just going. We're just going. Thank you again and again and again from both Jennifer and I for this support. I really appreciate it. Alrighty, back to this market. Oh my God, what is happening out there? 182 thumbs ups. Thank you for that, guys. It is appreciated. We're off 352 on the Dow right now. Twitter up to 49.34 and climbing even further. Xterra 12.39 down 42. Rocket Lab has gone green, 792 up 5. 130. Good morning, Stan. Thank you, Miraculous, for the thumbs up. Spire, I hope Twitter will hit 50 to 51 today. A bit of an extra dough for SoFly would be enjoyable too. Cisco broke below 52, says DQ. There you go. Rocket Lab up 5. SoFi 658, only down 3 cents on SoFly. We're coming back. Gamestop 145.80 up 424. AMC 1754 up 69. If GameStop wants to push 150, start writing. Write 150s for next Friday, 155s. Take the money. From we're down 60% on all stocks, time to write a bunch of calls and easily make the monies back. No risk of getting exercise. Nazareth, we are getting old Uncle Bruce. It's going to happen from time to time. Kent, bought back my 150 GameStop yesterday, put away for taxes, then bought more SoFi with my profit. I have 800 SoFi now. Thank you, Bruce. Kent, well done. Beautifully done. SoFi 656 down 3, coming back right now on the market. 6.5 cent gain on Spire, 181.5. It looks better, looking much better today. Alberto, writing covered calls. You deserve much more, Uncle Bruce. I agree with the doctor. You're sassy, angry, balding, shorty self. Make the best shows. Laugh out loud. Thank you. Not everybody thinks so. Not everybody likes what I do. There is hatred out there and criticism out there. I get it from time to time, but you know what? Welcome to YouTube. Try to make everybody happy. Good luck with that one. Thank you, Alberto, again. We're down 401 on the Dow. We're down 36 on S&P. We're down 15 on NASDAQ. Oil down 131 as we are watching stocks move up, stocks move down, all around. No dull moment here. We're down 3 on SoFi. We're up 2 on Rocket Lab. Jen has arrived.
You put your right foot in, you put your right foot out, you put your right foot in. Is that the market today?
Shake it all about.
Do you know it's snowing again?
No. No.
But it's coming straight
No.
down. Like just not a whiff of a wind. Yes. So there's your weather report.
No.
Glad we don't live in Winnipeg again this weekend.
Oh, man.
2 in a row. And Guy Lafleur died.
Guy passed.
He was 70, but he had been sick for a long time.
Lung cancer. He was a chain smoker during his career, during his playing career.
Yeah.
In between periods, he was smoking cigarettes. The pressure on that man from the Quebec press was relentless. And you can thank the Quebec press partially for putting this guy in the ground at that age. They just crushed him.
I remember
terribly.
He had the long hair because, of course, that was his style then, the shoulder length hair.
Yeah.
Just blowing in the wind because he just flew down the ice.
He was one of the fastest skaters in the NHL, prolific scorer, humble, quiet guy.
4 cups in a row.
Oh, man. Guy Lafleur passed away. Wow. Mike Bossy this week. Guy Lafleur. Man, oh man, I don't like these guys passing away at this age. I'm 66. I don't like it.
Mike Bossy and Bobby Orr. You just know, as in so many instances, if they had only been this generation of player, they would have had surgery and still be able to play.
No question about it.
They just didn't have the surgery we have now.
No. Bobby Orr's career after 10 years tragically cut short. Unbelievable.
And having to play, Philly all those years.
Well, yeah, that too. But Bobby could handle those guys. Calgary is 34 degrees. We're going up to 45 today. Later, they claim. Right now, we're snowing.
You look skeptical.
Tomorrow's
They
high.
claim.
They say tomorrow 54, Sunday 57,
Right?
Monday 63. Here 63. Yeah, it's snowing out right now. Oh man, we got to get out of
There's
here.
just enough snow that you'd leave a footprint. So in
gotta
my
get
building,
outta
that's enough snow that you have to shovel.
We're heading to London and Amsterdam and Switzerland where
And
it's
rain.
warm. We're going to the Alps where it's warm. That's where we're going.
It's a warm rain.
I can't do this show from winter all the time. It's impossible. It's impossible. These pressures are too much.
Exactly. I remember our very young daughter asking if she could play outside when it was raining in Cayman.
In Cayman,
Because
it was a warm rain.
in Calgary the rain is cold.
She couldn't believe that the rain would come down
It
so
was so warm.
thick. Big
Oh,
drops would coming
yeah.
down, and they were warm.
Yeah.
It's like a warm
Just
shower
like-
outside. She said, "Can I go outside and play in that rain?"
And then out comes.
Did you put her in a
something
bathing?
dressable.
Did you put her in a bathing
No,
suit?
she was in her little uniform.
Oh, you wouldn't let her do it, or did you?
Oh no, I let her do
You
it.
did? I can't remember.
Yeah. They used to have to wear those gingham dresses. And so she'd get soaked to the skin and then she'd go and jump in the pool. She thought it was just terrific that she could do that in her uniform, in her school uniform. But yeah, we let her do that.
Yeah. Those are many days ago
Yeah.
for us. Many days ago.
Yeah.
We were in the
exactly.
Caymans in '98, my dear.
I know.
That's 24 years ago.
98, 99.
Oh my God! 24 years ago, we were in our early 40s. Oh my word!
So
And we were the old folks because all the expats were in their 30s.
Oh yeah.
Their late
Yeah.
20s and early 30s. We were in our early
We were the old
40s.
folks.
We were ancient.
But we were old folks when we had her anyway.
Of course, we were
We
32.
were definitely the old folks in those Lamaze classes.
Yeah. Oh yeah, those Lamaze classes. Definitely.
It's like, I'm sorry, how old are you? 12?
12?
Like,
Like
what are you
you?
doing
What are you having a kid at 18? What are you nuts? Do what we're doing. We're 32. Have them now.
yes.
Just the one. Just the one.
But,
Oh my God.
then there's my sister who had her babies early and they were both out of the house before she was 40. So there's something to be said for that, too.
There's something to be said for that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
So on this cold and snowy, it's not cold, on this snowy day, are you getting more grief from your rant yesterday?
I'm not getting grief. I did get some messages yesterday.
They were
But,
talking about it on the radio
Probably
about
not.
how by doing this, now this I suppose county has to incur the cost of infrastructure.
You're talking about Disney in
Yeah.
Florida.
that
Okay.
all of these things that Disney had agreed to pay for because of this
Special tax
relief they were
status.
getting.
Yeah.
And now that goes, and it's
That's right.
billions of dollars.
Oh, there's a $1 billion debt
yes.
that the county now is responsible for. Oh, this is a huge tax
And this is
nightmare.
your number one employer, and you're causing them
Oh yeah.
financial grief, which means they're
Yeah.
not going to hire as many people,
That's
which
right.
means your tax base goes
Oh,
down.
there-
It just boggles me.
the unseen carnage that Florida is going to suffer from this move.
But it makes a really great headline
Cannot-
for his campaign.
Well, it cannot be appreciated. I am convinced that there are thousands of corporations in the United States and thousands of management people, all 50 states, who are seriously rethinking anything to do with Florida regarding a branch office or a head office move. If any of them are watching what's happening to Disney and thinking, "Oh, I'm moving to Florida," I would not think so. I think that friends of Disney are also going, whoa. This is our number one client. We provide Disney World and Disneyland with all of our services, software services,
Mhm.
advisory services, consulting, accounting, legal, on. Billions of dollars of services provided to that company. And they're watching what Florida is doing to that company because of a political vindictive retaliation. Oh, Florida is now hands off. There are companies who are going to quietly, without any fanfare, just quietly back off. And
move their headquarters out of that state.
I am waiting for 3 months from
fallout.
now, 6 months from now, the fallout will be evident, and it will be relentless, merciless, silent, and
Yeah.
people are going to be walking around the room going, when the lights come back on, going, where are all the chairs? Where are all the chairs? I'm really curious to see how this is going to play out.
Now here you have a
and
Canadian.
this guy wants to go to the White House. You want to talk about vindictive politics out of Washington? Watch this guy. Oh, wow. The Senate and the Congress, they get control of that with this guy in the White House? Oh, you want to talk about a dictatorship situation, or don't piss off the dictator.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. That has ramifications that you folks do not want to know. You don't want to know what could happen to the markets with that nonsense. Oh my God.
We have a purely Canadian political situation that's impacting economy, because in Quebec we have the headquarters of, I believe it's CP, but it might be CN, the train, and the board, let's say there's 10 people on the board, well, 9 of them do not speak French. And the French government is saying it's time.
The provincial government. The provincial government, yeah. Well,
that they have to speak French, because the CEO of CN or CP came out and said, I've been living here for 14 years and I still don't speak French, and that he just shouldn't have said that.
Shouldn't have said that.
After having a speech that was an hour long, that was strictly in English.
In English. Well, the CP Rail is headquartered in Calgary. CN Rail is headquartered in Montreal. Yes. That's Canadian National Railways, which was founded, just for you, those of you who want to know if you care. CN was founded by the Canadian government back in the 30s.
Yeah.
And the CNR was a rival railroad against the CPR, Canadian Pacific Railroad. And the CPR was once headquartered in Montreal. I believe they've moved their headquarters to Calgary. And CPR is now controlled by an American owner, actually. But CN, Canadian National, has always been in Montreal. And for political purposes, it was a Canadian Canadian corporation owned by the government of Canada. So it was so what I'm looking for.
I don't know.
Not a corporate.
National.
Yeah, it's a nationalized railroad. Anyway, they went public on their own back in the 90s because the Canadian government backed off and allowed Crown corporations.
There you go.
It was a Crown corporation owned by the Crown. The Canadian government, through Brian Mulroney, a very free enterprise prime minister, started to liquidate out and allow these companies to go public. And so Petro-Canada, a Crown corporation, became a public company with stock offerings. And the people of Canada got billions of dollars of cash for the equity being sold into the markets. Mm-hmm. So now CN has to decide, do you want to become a French-dominated provincial corporation, or do you walk?
All kinds of breaks for having their headquarters.
So do you walk and go to Toronto instead? Yeah. Because if Toronto gets a sniff that CN is available to be moved and shifted, they will walk. And now Quebec loses by trying to force French on companies that do business all over North America, and 10% of their existence is Quebec and 90% is not Quebec. This is the problem. The Quebec government is desperately trying to save their culture by forcing French on people, and they're rebelling, going, no. I'm a world business, not a regional business.
Right.
And so the Quebec government keeps forgetting that they're a regional government, not an international government or a national government. Yeah. But they act like one.
Yeah.
So
they act like,
there you have it. So we have fun up here. We have fun. Oh God.
Yeah. It's fun and games, particularly with the northern part of Quebec, that they all speak Cree. So those are the only ones who don't have to speak French. If you want to talk to me, you can speak English or you can speak Cree. So what do you want to speak?
So here's a classic example of what I'm talking about in Canada. Here's what's going on in Canada. This is a Fisherman's Friend package with Fisherman's Friends, and this was bought in the USA.
So it says Spanish. Oh,
So it's just got English on it. This is a Fisherman's Friend package from Canada. You look at the front of the package, you see the American package, and then you see the Canadian version, and then you go to the back, you see the back of the American version, the back of the Canadian version. It's bilingual. It's French and English, and
so we all know what we call cereal box French.
We know cereal box French. Exactly. It is stunning on everything we have in our country up here. It has to be bilingual. Yeah, Tums. Here's a Tums from Canada, and here's the English doing here, and here's the French down here.
Down in California, though, you get English and Spanish.
Try and read this stuff. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But in Canada, it's
the
mandatory.
Tags on our clothes, everything's English.
So it's mandatory. Must be bilingual, and of course in Canada, the problem is that 1/10 of the economy is in Quebec, and it's slipping. 90% is in English Canada, and it has to be bilingual. And so the cost of being in business
all of Canada, our courts, everything
incredibly high.
Has to be in both languages.
Incredibly high.
Yeah, it's very costly.
Most Canadians, we're not here in English-speaking Canada. We're not dominated by the French part of it, but every once in a while it rears its head, and it's like a nuisance. It's like it's like a mosquito. We just we just try to get on with what we're doing. We listen to our music in English. We speak English. We write English. We follow America. Which is English. We're aware that America has Latino and many other cultures, of course.
We have probably 3 French channels on TV.
Mandatory.
Yeah.
Our basic cable must have French channels on it. Yeah. We never watch it, ever.
Though sometimes, if the hockey game we want to watch isn't on the Canadian channel, we can watch it in French, or we can watch it in Punjabi.
Once a year, once every 2 years, we watch half an hour of French coverage. We mute the channel and watch the game. I mean, come on.
I don't know if the Punjabi is still on, because Hunter Ryan is now doing the English CBC Hockey Night.
Americans don't care. I apologize. We're talking regional Canadian politics here. Sorry, Jen. They don't care.
They don't care.
Yeah.
But that's our Disneyland.
That's our Disneyland.
It's CN.
We have our little Disneyland.
Political.
Yeah, that's right.
Got nothing to do with the economy. So what are we going to do for a bagel?
Well, I am thinking, if it would be possible, scrambled egg, ham and scrambled egg on the side.
Oh, and a
toasted bagel.
Okay.
And I'll just nibble on a toasted. Yeah, okay. I'm thinking that would be the way today.
On a snowy kind of.
On a pathetically.
It's just dark.
It would normally be raining right now if we were warm enough, but we're not warm enough, and we're at 3,800 feet elevation. The snow is coming from 6,000, 8,000 feet elevation. Snow. It's not going to be raining from up there. So thank you, Miss Jennifer.
We can go back to talking about mortgage rates.
I go back to our mortgage rate. Done with the mortgage. We're down 411 right now on the Dow. We recovered slightly to a 200-something point loss, and we've dropped yet again on another drop back. Down 412 on the Dow. S&P off 41. NASDAQ down 65. Still, the market is being led lower by the Dow only. The S&P is off 0.95, which is notable. And NASDAQ is only off 0.50. So the NASDAQ is not part of this party. The NASDAQ would like to turn around and go the other direction, but the Dow is leading things lower. And the Dow is being pushed lower because a bunch of dough is leaving the equity market and heading for the bond market, where returns are improving. And this is how markets get whacked over time, because you decrease the liquidity in the stock market by having exits. Institutions dump stock to buy bonds. They must get returns for their investors that are stable, and they're not happy with the possible interest rate hikes, inflation scenarios, and corporate earnings that might be shaky a year from now. And that's why they're moving today to sell now. They're not selling everything. They're selling targeted stocks that might underperform bond yields or treasury yields, or pension funds, hedge funds, mutual funds, ETFs. They're parking cash. They're taking cash out of the equities and just parking it temporarily into 90-day treasury bills, or they're buying a 5-year treasury to hold it for a month or two until the markets give them more clarity. And it is entirely likely that what could be happening is stocks are being sold from certain issues, are being issued, liquidated out for cash, and the cash will come back in to these equities. But the guessing is that in 3 months and 6 months from now, the equities will be cheaper than they are now, giving them a higher yield by buying back the stock at a lower price and enjoying the premium yield that will be higher on the dividends. So if the company doesn't increase the dividends, but you can buy the stock for 10% less than what you sold it for, you're buying the stock back to take in those dividends again, which means you've enjoyed a higher yield on your money because you're paying less to get that dividend. If, however, in the meantime, the thinking is, I'm going to sell the stock now, whatever stocks I'm dumping now, and I'll buy the stocks back after the board of directors approves an increase in the dividend on the stock. I'll buy the stock back at a lower price and the dividend's been jacked up. Now there's a substantial yield gain on our money. In the meantime, they're taking treasury interest, parking it on the sidelines. This is what happens when rates go higher. This is what happens to stock markets. The competition for the cash gets intense. Now, retail investors aren't like this. Retail investors just buy, and buy all the time. They get their deductions at work and the employer matches it, and they buy into a mutual fund or an ETF, or they buy into the company's stock or whatever. Other investors get $100 every 2 weeks out of their paycheck, and they just put it into an ETF or a mutual fund or specific companies, and they just keep buying up the stock. That's what retail investors do. The one thing keeping the market near its all-time highs without having a massive 40% drop right now is the sheer known fact that corporate America, just corporate America alone, it's not the only one, but just to quote that, they are buying $1 trillion of their own stock back this year. It'll be 1.1 to 1.2 trillion, a new all-time record. Last year was almost $1 trillion. The year before was 800 billion. Corporate America is throwing more money at its own stock to buy it up. And this is what keeps the markets where they are. But that will change if rates and inflation keep doing what they're doing. And this is where corporate America cuts back on stock buybacks, or they announce stock buybacks, but don't actually buy the stock. They talk the talk, but don't walk the walk. And what they do instead is they also improve the dividends. The problem with corporate America that they have is if Apple says, or GM or GE or AT&T or IBM, if anyone out there declares that they're improving and raising the dividend to investors, you don't want to cut that back. By doing that, you are admitting that you are back, you're not, your prospects aren't so good. That is a disaster for the stock because it scares a lot of investors away. So once you commit to a dividend increase, you're on the hook to pay that dividend increase, to show that all seems well. On a stock buyback program, you can announce that you're doing a $5 billion stock buyback program this year. You can announce it, but you don't have to do it. It's not mandatory. You're not locked in. So you can talk the talk that we're buying back $5 billion worth of stock, and you might only buy 500 million of it back, keeping the other 4.5 billion in reserve in case you need it against a severe backing off of the market. A lot of corporations like to indicate that they're going to buy back a certain amount of dollars in stock, but they only implement the buybacks when there are big dips in the markets. Is today a big dip in the market? No. We're down 428 in the Dow. It's not a big dip. It's just a pullback. It's not a big dip. But if we were to get the Dow to drop 20, 25% on a 2-month disaster run negative, you can bet that a whole bunch of the corporate American stocks will be bought up by the corporations themselves. They will then buy at 20% off their own paper. Yes, they'll even borrow to do it. They'll do that. But at the moment, the stocks that are going to get hit the worst are the ones that have the lowest yields from a dividend perspective. They're the ones that are going to get whacked the most. So they have to either step up with an increased dividend to stop it, or they have to allow the stock to drop and buy up the stock to ultimately have it rebound the other way stronger, or they have to tolerate a lower price. I mean, there's no way around it. The Federal Reserve has made it completely transparent and clear. We're going to raise rates up to the 2 to 2.5 percentage point range by the end of this calendar year. This is April 22nd. 4 months are almost done. We only have 8 months left to go, and rates are going to go up about 2% more from the Fed. Count on it. It will happen. Well, that's a quarter point every month on average. 8 times a quarter is 2% more. But I think the next move up will be a half a point. And the one after that will be another half. And that'll put us at 1.25 points by June, July. And now the Fed can ease up the 2.5% for the rest of the year with a quarter point every month. But they might go for 4 straight months, half a point, half a point, half a point, half a point. Get it to 2.25 quick the next 120 days. And then they can ease off and say, okay, we're just doing a quarter point this month. We're not doing anything next month. They might play that game. But if inflation continues to surge higher, which I think it will, they will have to continue to add a quarter point every month on top of the half point gains. By the end of this year, into a year from now, next year, April, we could be 2.5 to 3.5% on the Fed's funds rate, which means that dividend rates have to go up in some cases by double. Corporate America has to decide whether or not they can afford to commit to doubling the dividends to their shareholders. Or will they keep the dividend where it is, which is 2.5, 3%, allow the stock to back off, and then buy up the stock instead and just buy up all the loose paper, which means that they pay less in dividends a year from now. Because if a company buys 5% of its stock this year and 5% of its outstanding stock next year, then by the end of next year, there are 1/10 fewer numbers of shares outstanding from company X. And if they had committed to paying dividends that were equal to $5 billion a year, but there's only 90% of the stock out there, they only have to pay $4.5 billion in dividends, because they bought up 10% of the stock that won't get a dividend now. That stock certificate gets canceled at the treasury level, and dividend payouts drop by 10%. So they commit to paying $5 billion in dividends, but they don't pay it. They only pay $4.5 billion in dividends because they bought up 10% of the stock back on the open market with excess cash over here. They'll buy $3 billion worth of stock, $5 billion worth of stock, to not pay $500 million in dividends. But that's an annual thing. So over the next 10 years, they don't pay out $5 billion in dividends, $500 million a year times 10 years. So they pay $5 billion for stock now to not pay $5 billion in dividends later. You see what corporate America is doing? This is called engineering your earnings. Reduce the number of shares outstanding, make just as much money as before, inflation adjusted, and the earnings per shares look to be higher, and the yield looks to be higher, but the reality is it's not higher. It's lower shares to be divided into the money. That's all it is. It's engineered earnings. It's been going on for 25 years. It's not going to stop now. What does that mean for you as option writers? Stocks aren't going much higher. Guess what you get to do? You get to write calls. You get to write call options and not fear the upside and take the premiums. Far higher returns to you than trying to get the dividend on the stock. Buy poor man covered calls, write options against them. You want to buy the stock? Go ahead, buy the stock, write options against them. Get paid to hold. You'll get paid much more to hold them through dividend writing than option writing than getting paid dividends. That's the secret to success. This is why I keep telling you to take my courses, take my classes, learn how this is done, write options, become an option writer, a prolific option writer, and you'll bring in far more money than if you are waiting for a dividend payout or a capital gain on your stock.
Here goes, sir.
Jen, thank you. We got the fork.
We got a nappy.
We got the nappy right here. Thank you.
Okay.
We've got the bagels right. We got the bagel right there. We got the ketchup right there. We got the egg right there. And
Get up there, people. It's breakfast time.
It's breakfast time. Oh, yeah.
There you go.
Thank you, Jen, so much. Keeping me alive and on the air. Oh, it's fantastic. Toasted bagel with butter. You gotta love that. Okay. Good times. Good times. Writing cover calls, you deserve much more. Thank you so much. Wrote some soap I put. If it comes all the way down to 6, I don't mind it. Otherwise, just picking up some lunch money. Uncle Bruce by night, white sage by day. Uncle Bruce, would you like to change places? I like snow. John Anderson, good morning. Jen, Nicholas. Oh, man, it feels so nice to be in sunny California. What another beautiful morning. Thank goodness I'm not in some frozen tundra. I don't know what I would do with myself if it snowed. Shut up, Nicholas. Shut up. Good morning, Jen. Okay, man. Long, Uncle, you guys back in Canada? Oh, man, long time. Welcome, caveman. 99 Nation, poor trees. They're probably going to be get shock up there. We need them all. They're doing miracles of carbonization. These trees are happy. These trees are getting moisture every couple of days. The sun comes out. They are growing. They are sucking up the carbon around here. They're doing great. Duncan, good morning, Alberto. I want to go and take me. Zach, good morning, Adventures with Duncan. Caveman, what's going on? Zach, I'm still sleeping. Let's see. I'm lost on this Florida Disney drama. I'm lost on this. Look it up. I tell you, I talked about it yesterday, and I got nothing but I got good and bad vibes from it. It's just unbelievable. Anyway, I can see Mickey Mouse packing up a red phone, giggling and ordering a hit on that choker. Let's see. What's going on with Florida? My company's trying to move me there. Oh, my God. Could we see Disney move up because they no longer have that debt obligation? No, not really. I lived in Florida for a few years. Wouldn't recommend it. Credit Savage. Hey, Uncle Bruce. Oh, boy. Those $80 puts I bought yesterday on Royal Caribbean, expiring May 20 and paid $2 are up more than 50%. But I don't want to be greedy, so I should just sell them now, or do you think Royal will keep going? It's going lower. It's just going to go way lower. What can I say? 99 Nations, if you don't pay up to DeSantis, he'll tax you into the dirt, basically. His lieutenant governor admitted that they dropped their donations over the Don't Say Garbage, and now it's mafioso DeSantis time. Duncan, I'm spending time with my granddaughter now. Bama, babe, there's always a yin and a yang in Canada between the English and the French. You are right. DQ, Olivia, Disney went against DeSantis and the parental rights and education laws of Florida is trying to punish Disney. Olivia, weather was way too hot and sticky for me, honestly, caveman. They don't have state income tax, which is kind of nice, but where I was in SoFlo was just pure chaos around me at all times. South Florida, pure chaos. Thanks, DQ. Rob, QC did the same thing in the banks back in 80s and 90s. Most of the big banks were headquartered in Montreal. Now they're all going to Toronto, the Quebec government. That's right. I grew up in Florida. It was nothing like I see now. It's disturbing how ham with authoritarian it is now. It's the same old story, says Rob. Olivia, although I've heard North Florida is different cultures, so who knows? Caveman. Thanks, Olivia. South Florida is definitely not where I would move. Credit, DQ. I wouldn't say Florida's trying to punish Disney. I'd say Republicans, Florida, are trying to do so. They're going to see how badass the mouse is. In production, we always say, don't ever screw with the mouse. Florida, no problem, friend. Zach, Florida, the only state where the further south you go, the more north you get. I lived in West Palm Beach once, says 99 Nations. Spire, in Germany, these packages are always bilingual in 6 to 10 languages. It's incredible. Picknos, I learned you call peanut butter smooth. That's true. Smooth and crunchy. In Switzerland, it's a trilingual German, France, Italian. That's true. Rob, Tom's fisherman's friend, all within arm's reach. You okay, Bruce? I'm fine. Intolerant if, I don't know. Rob, Picknos, peanut butter, where the shard creme only means creamy. It's so weirdly accurate. I care, Jen. Zach, if you know, you know. Difference between the size of the Confederate flag in Jasper versus Tampa, all you see. Sean, do we think SoFi will beat earnings since they lowered their guidance? My hands have been calluses from catching falling knives. I think it's going to be good. Zach, if the San Francisco Bay Area, we have broadcast TV in English, Spanish, Mandarin, Canton, Vietnamese, Korean, and a few others. I'm sure if that's not true, America, I don't know what is. 99, SoFi will have nothing but positive returns here. Now that recessionary forces are in play, positive rap sheets will be the only measure to use worth its weight for any company. Okay. Price to book ratios are much more important too. Do you think they've affected by being picked on by bigger money and being suppressed by the old guard? I don't think they are. I don't think it will be. I think it's going to be fine. Nick, Uncle Bruce, I shorted CVNA again. Carvana, 88.88. 2 days ago, it was trading at around 68-ish. No earnings. This thing's going down. Certainly right now, SoFi had its tipping point worth of shorts removed on the 14th, so they're lightly waiting on those 3% increases in the shorts lately. I like SoFi and have opened a brokerage account for them with my niece. I just don't like the PND vibe about getting here. 99 Nation, any influx of buyers and calls bought could upward push SoFi with some kind of, I think I can counter to those pressures, but I suspect B of A, et cetera, using proxy hedge funds. But SoFi has about 1.3 to their 20 PTB ratio, so they'll be busier stowing their liquid back up for buybacks and could strangely affect SoFi effectively. Sean, why couldn't we do a shock and awe 75-point bump increase and taper off slower? I'm impatient. Maybe that's my problem. Sean, Rob, if you're impatient, you better be careful in the market. Remember what Buffett said, the market is patient people taking money away from impatient people. Hi, Jen from 99, Carib, breakfast with Bruce, let's go. I can't just wrote, then bought back another 150 on GameStop, $200 in 20 minutes. What? I didn't even know what an option was 12 months ago. I've learned patience. I don't ever fear rollover if need be. Way to go, Kent. Nicely done. Nina, thanks for the input. I'll be back after the chewing stops. Coyote, if any company tried to get me to move to Florida, I'd put my 2 weeks in immediately. You betcha. Never thought I'd use my analytical skills to prove financial statements, but there I was the other day scrutinizing the hell of their numbers, laughing out loud. I'm number 203, says LL. Thank you, Coyote. Half of my family is Cajun. My grandmother was a genealogist and traced our lineage back to Acadia in Canada before they fled, exiled to Louisiana in the 18th century. Zach, Coyote, that is a special breed of French Cajun. No, I think so. We are down 436 on the Dow. We are up 238 on Twitter to 49.46. Sextera is down 48 cents. We've got Rocket Lab down 9, SoFi at 652 down 8, GameStop down 42 cents to 141.14. Do not fear the upside when you write options. There you go. That's it. AMC is negative 6. Matterport up 5. ME down 9. Spire 177.5 up 2.5. HIP down 2.5. Smart Rent up a half a penny. The Dow down 428. That's where we're at. Thank you, one. Thank you all for being here today. Welcome to Friday. Welcome to the party, pal. Options expire today. There you go. Marcus, I'm just tuning in. Heard a lot of SoFi talk. Any news? No news. It's just cheap. May 10. Earnings. May 10. My guess is the earnings are going to be a pleasant surprise. They're going to be well received. That's my opinion. But you got to believe, and you got to be a long-term thinker You want to buy this stuff at its all-time low? Now's the time. That's just me. Thank you, everybody. GameStop down 85 cents to 140.71. We're at the low of the day now on GameStop. High of the day, 146.30. We're at 140.71 right now. The Dow off 450 points. We've wiped out the whole week's gains. Pretty well. Pretty well wiped them out. S&P down 52. NASDAQ down 97. DQ, Marcus, biggest news you missed. Larry Titus is back. 99 the same. Marcus, hi Bruce, any ideas concerning Netflix at such low prices? Avoid like the plague. Dead money. Do not go into Netflix. Stay the hell away. Stay away. Sell the news, says Kareem. Sell the news. Don't go into Netflix. Not a chance. Stay the hell away. It was dead money at 500, 600, 700. It's dead money now. Really stay away. Oh my, toasted bagel. Wonderful. Scrambled egg with ham. Mirko, hey Uncle Bruce. Last week I wrote a 141 on GameStop at $7. Ideas for a stink bid, trading right now 158 to 223, somewhere around $1 or so. GameStop 140.47 right now. 111, maybe 111, 112. Try that. Give that a shot. SoFi has some nice resistance here. Larry, back in meetings. I am your doobie. GameStop under 140 today. Pretty please. 140.54 on GameStop. We're approaching 140 and below. 140.33 has been the low already. We're coming down to the 140 and below number. Oh my, this is good. The Dow down 484. Wow. 1.3% on the Dow. S&P down 53, 1.2%. NASDAQ down 104.8. NASDAQ is catching up. NASDAQ is catching up to the Dow. Delta just made a huge mistake. Delta Airlines. Headline about Delta Airlines. Delta Airlines to restore flight privileges to no-fly list members who broke mask rules. Huge mistake. I won't be flying Delta. Delta and United. No, thank you. Is there still 2 trillion of fake paper floating around the world? DQ, it took 2 hours, 12 minutes for Larry to say he misses jury duty. Who had 215 in the pool, by the way? Zach. Larry, sorry, but it feels good to be back to normal. Larry, welcome back, buddy. But to be honest, the new Trivia Quest on Netflix is really enjoyable somehow. Clay, depending on how many calls you're writing, when is the time to buy back? When you're up 70, 80, 90%, is always a good time to buy back, rewrite something else. For example, I decided to buy back my April 29, 7 calls on SoFi and wrote 15 April 29, 650s for 40 cents, now 30.33. Is that worth buying back and writing again? Not low enough. Not low enough. I had 214. Damn, I just missed that pool. I'm your doobie. Welcome back. DQ, Zach, you might be the winner. Zach, I think that's spelled wiener. Coyote. They must hate their flight attendants who have to put up with these foolish people. I agree. It's a huge mistake. The morale among employees will be decimated. The gate attendants have just been slapped like Will Smith slapped Chris Rock. That is a Will Smith slap against all employees of the airline, all fellow travelers who had to put up with these Karens. Absolute slap in the face. I'd boycott these guys. I just boycott these guys. Clay, I find myself having to throw in longer expiry to level out the premiums they've lost from the short stomping. Austin. So Delta pisses off customers by putting them on a no-fly list and then pisses off the mask-wearing customers by allowing the non-mask wearers back on. Brilliant. Uncle Bruce, I just want to make sure I'm thinking about this correctly. If I'm considering buying more SoFi, could I buy 2 puts at 6, take the premium, and risk that I have to buy SoFi at 6? You haven't got it right. Miraculous. I think you're talking about selling 2 calls at 6. You are writing 2 calls at 6. You're not buying them. You're selling them to take the premium, right? You're selling them to take the premium. And the risk is you have to buy SoFi at 6. That is correct. Well, that lame duck. Welcome back, Larry Coyote. Remember that passenger who assaulted you on the flight last year? He's back. Don't ask for a raise. Wow. Angela, somebody please tell Larry, now that he's back, the stock market can begin to go up again, please? DQ Rack is the right puts at 6. Right. Lame. It was hard keeping Uncle Bruce under control. It was so hard. Good. I don't want to live on this planet anymore. The Dow down 474 right now. Twitter, 49.33, up 225. Rocket Lab down 6. SoFi down 2 cents. SoFi, 658. GameStop, 140.42. Scrambled eggs. Scrambled ham and eggs with toasted bagel. Oh, what a combination. Wonderful. Just bear with me, folks. A few more moments, and I'm almost done here. Getting my energy back. Oh, yeah. Wonderful. We're down 504 on the Dow. 504. Oh, that was good. Just finish off the last of this bagel, and we're ready to go. GameStop, 139.60. 139.60 on GameStop. Volume on GameStop, 435,000. Very light. Very light. The Dow's off 500 points. SoFi's down a nickel. I'd say that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Unbelievable. Thank you all for being here and hanging out with me while I have my breakfast. We're down 499 on the Dow. Not good. We're down 55 on the S&P. We're down 98 on NASDAQ. We're at the lows of the day, it would appear. We're down 164 on oil to 102.15. That's good news. GameStop, 139.54 is the low of the day so far. Now at 139.96 as we speak. On other stocks we're following, Twitter's up 210 to 49.18. The Elon Musk bid is funded. He's ready to roll. Twitter can talk all they want, but this guy's got the 46 billion to take him private if he wants to. It could happen with a tender offer. Cyxtera down 55 cents to 12.26. Rocket Lab off 11 to 7.76. Now SoFi 6.52, 6.55. We're down 8. We're down 5. We're just within a dime of breaking even. GameStop 140.05 at the moment, down 151. AMC down a quarter to 16.60, just fell apart. Matterport up a nickel to 6.22. ME down 13 cents, 13.07. Spire up a penny, 176. The volume on Spire today in this down market of 500 points, 700,000 shares holding its own. This is very good performance for Spire. In this environment, this is pretty good. There is a new report, a buy recommendation, an outperform recommendation by Raymond James came out this morning, $4 price target. That follows CJS Securities with a market perform $6 target, and Stifel buy recommendation $6 target price target on Spire. Spire is 176. These recommendations are $4 and $6 by 3 different firms since the appointment of the new director of investor relations. He's doing a great job, and it is beginning to have the subtle effect of more awareness of who they are, what they're about. Just give me a non-500 point down day, and we would be up 20, 30 cents today on this stock. It's doing remarkably well. ATIP down 3.5 to 160. Do what Spire is doing. Get up an investor relations department going. You need one. Smart Rent down up 3 cents to 4.72. Pfizer down 89 to 48.22. Hewlett Packard down 89 to 37.40. That's a sweet spot to buy this stuff. Robinhood down 8 to 10.36. Vanik down 141. Home Depot down 5.76. IBM down 71. Microsoft down $1. Apple down 40 cents. Goldman down 6.50. Cisco down 91 cents, Facebook down $1, Amazon down $10, Tesla up 10, Google down $47. A rough idea of what's going on. We're down 525 on the Dow Jones. Marcus Bowman, thanks for the advice, Bruce. I had bought Netflix for thousands of pounds this morning. Just dumped them all after members here pointed out that I was buying the news. Such a mistake. Thank you, guys. I am your doobie. Sell the puts to be obligated to purchase SoFi. Beach Boy Larry, the news of your return are making headlines over here. What's that second, third, or fourth coming right now? Zach, take me with you. Coyote Zach, it seems it seems to get harder every day. Marcus, I sold with a profit. I got out. Nicely done, Zach. As long as we don't use those rockets shaped like you know what from Bezos. 99 Nation, shaped like his pencil neck and his bulbous bald head. Don't you think? Lame Duck, I bought 100 SoFi and 200 Spire shares today. Okay, so if I write 4 puts on SoFi at $6, it looks like I'll take in $500 in premium. And if the stock drops, I'll have to buy you'll have to buy 400 shares for $2,400. If that's correct, I'm okay with this. And I don't know how long these are good for. Hopefully not too long, but there you go. Yeah, if you have to buy it at 6, you have to buy it at 6. You got to put up the margin anyway. You're putting the $2,400 up to get 500 in. Why not? You can do that too. All right. Let's see. The world don't need no wannabe space cowboy. Alrighty, I've caught up with all your messages at the moment. We're down 497 on the Dow, roughly 500 points. We're seeing SoFi down 7 cents. GameStop at 140.38 on 464,000 volume. Nothing much going on there. SoFi volume 15.9 million. Not a lot of stock coming in for sale down here. Matterport holding an 8-cent gain, as I said before. There's the latest on this market, a 502-point drop on the Dow. That's 1.4%. And S&P's down 1.2. Nasdaq down 0.68. Nasdaq is still performing better than the Dow is at the moment, and S&P. We'll see if that lasts all day long or now. Okay. Ukraine bans crypto purchase in local currency until under martial law. That's a report that just came out. Okay. Offshore yuan heads for biggest weekly drop since August 15 on signs of economic slowdown in China. The Chinese yuan is getting hit. Oil prices head for a weekly loss as investors ride supply and demand seesaw news. That's what's going on here too. Let's see. We have managed to buy 28 $5 SoFi contracts, says LJack. And those puts are in October. Why don't I want to go too far out on a put? You can go further out if you want. If you can get a bigger premium, I'd take it. I would take the biggest premium you can get if you want to go further out, because the higher the stock goes, the cheaper these puts will be. You buy them back for nothing. Next to nothing, hopefully. The Dow down 521, SoFi down 9 cents, GameStop 139.59, approaching another low of the day now on GameStop. The low of the day, 139.50 officially. We're at 139.70, 139.71 right now. Let's see. Oh boy, lots of fun times here. Thank you everybody for being here with us today. 215 thumbs ups have come in so far. I appreciate that. If you're able to hit that thumbs up button and get us closer to 250, that would be beautiful. Keep them coming. I do appreciate it. And again, thank you to Alberto today. Thank you to Beach Boy. These donations that you've been making to us through PayPal. Thank you very much, all of you guys. Much appreciated. Let's see what else is going on here. Oh my goodness, tons of stuff that we're following right now. This market has got us really watching 8, 9 different things simultaneously here, trying to stay on top of all of what's going on. Thank you. 217 thumbs ups and counting. Beautiful. Thank you. We've got interest rates. The 10-year note right now is showing 2.89%, a little lower than the 2.95 that we had earlier. Currencies, euro dropping again, 107.75, right through the 108 level, again dropping down. The pound at 128.40, absolutely getting crushed today. The pound is off 1.43% today. It is dropping. Interesting. The yen is at 120, 128, hanging on. People are watching that 125 level on the yen. The American dollar is strengthening everywhere right now. Very strong right now. Okay, thank you. Let's go here. Down 516 on the Dow right now. Twitter trying to hit 50. It's at 49.38 right at the moment. Holding in there. SoFi is down 7 cents. Rocket Lab is only down 7 cents. Gamestop right back to 139.90. We're just trying to hang around the 140 level, but not able to get through it and hang on to it. AMC has given up 22 cents to 16.63. Matterport still up 9 cents. ME down 12. Spire up 1.5. ATIP down 4. Smart Rent up 3.5. Pfizer down 83 cents to 48.28. Hewlett Packard down 87 cents right now, and we are negative on all of the big cap stocks that we follow. They're all down now, except Tesla up $16 to 1,024. But even adding that gain to the gain the stock had yesterday has not recovered the $52 loss from Wednesday. Tesla is down since they announced their numbers from where they were Wednesday morning before they announced their numbers. And I think they're going lower, in my opinion. All right. Kareem, does the Fed want to tank the stock market? Too much, too fast? Could be a problem, right? They don't want to tank the stock market. They want to slow down inflation. And there are indications that Americans are cutting back expenditures here and there to perhaps lead this direction. There has been talk in the last few weeks that inflation has eased somewhat, but what has not yet been felt, and I think will be coming, is the Shanghai lockdown that is still ongoing in China. Week 5 now of what was supposed to be 2 7-day lockdowns, half the city, the other half the city. That didn't happen a month ago. It is now 5 weeks, total shutdown. 450 million people in China are on lockdown. Military and police are executing that lockdown. And these 450 million people don't dare go out of their houses for fear of being arrested and taken away to the gulag. The fear is palatable. The shortages coming from China have yet to be felt by the rest of us in any meaningful way, but it will happen. It takes a few weeks and months for it to show. We're going to see it shortly. The first thing you're going to probably notice is a lack of summertime goods. The next thing you're going to notice is fall fashions are not going to be available. Back to school, shortages for back to school merchandise. Halloween merchandise, you're going to witness a huge cutback on that because it's just stuck on container ships. Christmas decorations are now the next thing to be threatened. Anything to do with Christmas anywhere is now on the line, and the Christmas toy orders, the clothing for winter, the seasonal changes are all on the line right now, delayed, held up, and screwed up in China. We're talking about not only have they not made the Christmas decorations in China that they're waiting to go, they haven't assembled it yet because they can't get the parts to even begin assembly of certain items like a string of lights, fake Christmas trees, tinsel, Christmas decorations you hang on the tree. All around the house, those bobbing head reindeer outside your house, those things, wreaths, anything to do with Christmas is now in jeopardy that may not make it out in time to get to us. Because the problem is not just the making of the item, the assembly of the item, the packaging of the item, the shipping container, loading of the item, getting it to the port, getting it onto a ship, getting the ship to us, getting it off the ship, getting it to our distributors, and then getting it to the stores where we can buy it. All of that is screwed up. You think there's a lot of time between now and October to buy these Christmas items? Think again. They may not even land in Long Beach by October. They might not make it. We are really backed up here. And China has its own domestic nightmare right now. They are having trouble feeding their own, providing medicine for their own, providing medical services, providing education. Schools are closed. Kids are stuck at home. We're talking a national nightmare over there. A national nightmare. Even though 450 million of 1 point some odd billion are affected, it is spreading over there. It's a mess. It is a mess. And now the currency of the yuan is under threat. They will not be hawking. It'll just take longer, which is worse for everybody. Option Nomad, Uncle Bruce, any thoughts on GameStop buying opportunities? We are thinking about adding another 100 shares to be able to write to contracts. Well, the earnings are coming. The annual meeting is coming. If the shares reach the low 130s, you might want to make that move. On the other hand, right here, they're at 140 right now. If you are thinking of acquiring the shares here and they pop back to 145, 148, you write 150s right away. You can always start because your plan is long-term writing of contracts anyway. So it really doesn't matter where you buy them at. You're just going to start writing right now, and you're going to keep on writing, keep on writing. I don't see the threat of a $78 market in front of us for GameStop. That I don't witness. I don't feel that. So I'm thinking this. You can look for a pullback. Right now it's 141. So you may want to wait a bit, see if it pulls back again to the low of the day at 139.50. Maybe it'll go lower this afternoon. I mean, the market is off 490 today on the Dow. It could be that this is the low of the day for the Dow. This might be it, might not be it. I just don't know. The other two markets have not confirmed the low drop-off from the Dow. The Nasdaq is trying to fight the other direction, but it had a bad day yesterday. So we'll see. This could be a dead cat bounce on GameStop right now for 140, but I wouldn't buy the stock right now at 140. And then, it's in a down dip right now. It's in a down drift. I would want to maybe just back up here, 135, 137, see if you can get it there. Let's see what happens. There's no hurry here. No hurry, because you're not going to write a 142 right now anyway, even if you had the stock. That I wouldn't be looking at. I am buying to open. I'm buying to open on the put. No, you're selling to open. If you're going to write a put, sell to open. That's how it works. Buy to close when you buy it back. Merck, are you trying to buy it for cheap by paying a premium, or are you looking to earn a premium by using already you own the stock? Or are you trying to get paid for selling stock you own? Spire, have a good break, Bagel Gang. BW, the word of the day for every Friday in the markets, crushed. Steven, have a good day Friday, y'all. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate that. BW, don't hurt my business. We're at 451 for the down dip on the Dow. Twitter 4902 up 194 now. Sixtera 212.25 down 56. Rocket Lab down 5 cents to 782. SoFi 656 down 4 cents. GameStop 141.19 down 37 cents. AMC 1671 down 14. Matterport up 12 cents to 630. 23andMe up 12 cents or down 12 cents to 309. Spire up a half a penny to 175.5. Hycroft Mining down half a penny. ATIP down 5.5. Smart Rent up 4.5. Pfizer down 82 cents, and HPQ Hewlett Packard down 88 cents to 37.42. It's a bargain right there. Let's see here. Coyote, sell to open, right. Buy to close, to buy back and close the deal. Kent, I've been considering adding 100 more GameStop too. I'll hang tight and see. There you are, 99 Nation. Uncle Bruce, I don't think Kathy Woods is qualified for unprecedented opportunity investment, but as a Canadian, you are hearing about Martinry, Zano, Spores, Graphite Battery Plant in Montreal, etc. I got nothing. I don't know where you're going with this. I don't follow this stuff, so I'm not. I don't know what you're talking about. I know of Kathy Woods. I know that, but I got nothing else. W. Walters, I'm number 221 on the thumbs up meter. Thank you, buddy. I do appreciate that. We're coming up to the last 20 minutes of this show. That'll be 3 hours on the air for me. We're off right now on the Dow Jones, a total of 488 points. We just don't seem to have a bounce coming at the moment. We're at 48.89 on Twitter, trying to threaten 49 now. SoFi down 7, Rocket Lab down 5, and GameStop 141.20 down 36 cents at the moment. There we are with this market, kids. That is it. 179 down dip on oil, 102 a barrel. That's where we're at. The low 100s right at the moment now, 101.99 as we speak. Right here, right now. Thank you all for being with us today. Jen and I very much appreciate you visiting with us and following these markets together. I'm going to take a peek here at other headlines going on out there. Right now, Wall Street Journal, growth outlook ebbs amid war and China slowdown. Economic growth is slowing in large parts of the world in the face of a looming slowdown in China, fueled by lockdowns and surging prices, aggravated by China's war in Ukraine. There is a headline you better get used to for the rest of the year. This is what is going on. Stocks turn lower, bond yields stabilize. Crypto thieves get bolder by the heist, stealing record amounts. Budweiser brewer pulls out of Russia as firms weigh options. AB InBev, the world's largest brewer, will exit a key beer market following similar moves by its biggest rivals amid pressure on companies from Kyiv, the West, investors, and consumers. Let's see here. Starbucks is having an identity crisis. Can Howard Schultz fix it? The former CEO is back for a third stint running the coffee giant, but the company is in a very different place than when he left it. Looking for a job? Headline, try these mid-sized cities. Austin, Nashville, Raleigh, North Carolina top the journal's annual rankings. New York, Chicago sing the job opportunity market blues. Interesting. What else is happening here? Gap shares dropped 19% on lower sales expectations. Sales declines are expected to be in the mid-teens as the retailer looks to retool its Old Navy brand. Mask mandate is gone, but turbulence remains for airlines and flyers. Airlines are hopeful that easing mask rules will tamp down on in-flight conflicts. Now they must decide what to do with thousands of passengers who were banned after breaking mask rules during the pandemic. That's all I want. I want to be sitting beside a Karen type character that is now vindictive, being back on an airplane. That's the last thing I need. No, thank you. Let's see. China wants to reopen factories after COVID-19 lockdowns. It isn't that easy. Manufacturers face component shortages and logistics woes as Beijing tries to kickstart the economy. That's true. That is going to be something. Yeah, unbelievable. U.S. home prices hit a record of $375,000 in March. Hey, Madonna is listing her LA-based home she bought from someone known as the Weekend for 25.995 million. I don't know who the Weekend is. I've heard the name of the Weekend. I have no idea who that person is. I have no idea who that is. I can tell you that I'm pretty darn sure that if Weekend has a Facebook page or a YouTube page, they have more viewers than I have. That I will admit to that. I have no idea who that person is. I don't know what they look like. I wouldn't know a photo of that person. Talk about being out of touch with the world. This old man is way out of touch, aren't I? Oh man. Let's see, Miraculous. I don't want to sell my SoFi down here. I was looking to buy down here anyway, so I thought this would be a great opportunity to do puts. I've only worked with calls so far, if that's not obvious yet. And let's go. Project Arrow, I think it's called, Canada's Green Energy Initiative. Hey, Uncle Bruce, I know you only look at our stocks mainly, but I have a question about Disney, if you will. What do you think about starting a position right now? Although it may go to 117, what do you think? I would not touch Disney right now. Disney has got itself a real problem in Florida. It's got itself regional problems around the world regarding the reignition of the virus, if that were to happen. They're fighting the on-stream battles with everybody else, and now a much more desperate Netflix. I think that they're into a real battle here, and I don't know if the margins will be good enough to keep the market where it is. I fear that Disney might have more downside than upside, and it's a flat dog in the meantime. That's my hunch on it. Stephen, we can write and buy those back, meaning stop buying to be the gambler, as they're going to crush them every week. No Koreans if you fly, no Karens if you fly private. No Karens if you fly private. We should definitely overturn marijuana convictions before the masked ones. Just my opinion. There you go. The Weekend starts tomorrow, dude. He was born in Canada. The Weekend performed at the Super Bowl a couple of years back, Uncle Bruce. No idea. I love The Weekend. Coyote, I wore an onion on my belt, which is the style at the time. What? Kent, The Weekend. He's playing Coachella. Okay. Zach, Coyote smiling. Jennifer, his new album is so good. Karim, Uncle Bruce, did all these similar situations happen when, like, the smallpox epidemic or similar in the past? We didn't have a worldwide pandemic like this. The last one was in 1911, 12, 13, the Spanish flu that rocked the world. And the horrors of what happened to people in America and Canada and everywhere else is still changed the world dramatically. I mean, how many millions were lost unnecessarily in their prime years? The Spanish flu was the last big one that really created terrible havoc. Let's see. He's out of touch, but giving financial advice. What can I say? Zach, my man. Zach, yep, device, not advice. You're right. Who's the Weekend? I have no idea. Who's that? Who's that? A singer? Is it an individual? It's not a group, right? It's a person called the Weekend. Okay, well, okay. We had Bono, we had The Edge, we had different names for people that were weird. Weekend, okay, good enough. It's okay. It's all good. No problem. I have no problem with it. I don't know who this is, but it's all right. It's all good. Where are we at here? Other news. The VIX is still up 1.95 at 2463, up 8.6%. Oh boy. Let's see. Just looking at headlines here and there. Sanctions threaten to cripple Russia's multi-billion-dollar crypto industry. Huh? Mm, mm, mm. Gap stock slides 18% after cutting sales guidance. Unbelievable. Wow. Unbelievable. All right. Continuing on. What else is happening here? Yeah, man. If you don't know who the Weekend is, you don't know anything about the market. Yeah, that's obvious. And let's see. Uncle Bruce, can you see any viable floors with your picks? Viable floors. Cam, morning, number 224. I'm late today. Did any stocks moon today? People think the Weekend impacts the market more than politics, apparently. He's a one-man band like Fatboy Slim, Miraculous. You would like the Weekend, Uncle Bruce. He sings about drugs and cats a lot. Zach, damn, Agodi, you might be onto something right there. Boring markets for a Friday. Was expecting more excitement after our man Jay Powell brought out the 0.5% talk. That was the thought there. We have the markets right now. Oh my gosh, we've got the Dow Jones right now down 476. We have a 4890 on the Twitter market right now, up 182. We've got the S&P up down 50 and NASDAQ down 78. Savior saying, I don't know who or what the Weekend is. I'm always working. Me too. I'm always working. BW Schultz, he's hosed over at SB. They're not what they were from when he was their last. Old man out of touch. Schultz, he's hosed. I don't know what BW is saying. Looking forward to the Weekend. Okay. I thought everybody was working for the Weekend. That's what I had heard back in the 80s. Everybody's working for the Weekend. I thought that was I'm missing this, obviously. Twitter, $49. Sixtera, $12.41, a little better, down only 40 cents. Sixtera was as low as $12.19. It's now back to $12.40. Rocket Lab down 3 cents. SoFi down 6. GameStop 140.64. Down 93 cents. We had a little run to 141 something, but we couldn't hold it. AMC $16.66, down 18. Matterport up 8. ME down 14. Spire up 2.5. ATIP down 4.5. SmartRent up 4. So we got still got red here. 477. The down draft right now on the Dow Jones index. Let's see here. The Credit Savage. Uncle Bruce, the Weekend is actually a good singer, and I was introduced to him by my wife. He sounds like Michael Jackson in some songs. Not bad at all. I would actually pay to see a concert, and I love rock. Frantic Starbucks, Nation Videos floors. Bottom untested share prices. Yeah, I don't have any opinions at this point on that. I'm too shell-shocked with this market. Uncle Bruce, Nick, Uncle Bruce, we are spoiled. All these holidays are highly commercialized, putting pressure on families to buy something that will be thrown away, then buy again next year. Waste of money, more waste in the dumpster. I agree. I totally agree. Zach, Rick Springfield is definitely out of touch. Coyote, I wish I was in my 20s in the 80s instead of just being dead. Sounded like fun. The Savior, dude, didn't you create man on the 6th day, the Sabbath, aka Sabbath, aka Saturday? You're getting old, man. Oh boy, down 490 on the Dow, 4906 on Twitter, trying to go higher. We're down 4 on Rocket Lab. We're down 8 on SoFi. 140.49 GameStop, down 107. That's where we're at. Can I say? Janet Yellen says that the labor market is the best indicator of health of the U.S. economy, and it is doing very well, she says. There you go. Zach is saying, Savior, big talk from a guy that just took a nap in some cave, huh? Rob, the Weekend sang the Can't Feel My Face When I'm With You song, I think. Okay, that means nothing to me. Obama, I hate it when I feel out of touch. I used to, and I've learned to let it go. I can't be bothered to be catching up with the latest 10-year fad or 5-year fad. I'm just trying to survive, folks. 66, I got a lot on my mind. Obama, I have been reading all I can about the Weekend, laugh out loud. That's all good. It's all good. Oh gosh, I agree with Nick. It's hilarious to me how in August we start seeing Halloween stuff all together with Thanksgiving and Christmas stuff. No more in between. Just trying to get people to spend exactly. Zach, I'm just out of step. There you go, Gody. You're out of touch. I'm out of time, but I'm out of my head when you're not around. A lyric from Holland Oates. Zach, technically, that makes naps the Lord's work. Jennifer, the weekend is definitely not Yoko. That's for sure. Zach, Hall and Oates, Alabama. I'd just like to know what all these young whippersnappers are into. Triple G, GameStop released a full-page letter from Matt Furlong yesterday as part of their shareholder meeting filing. Why the face were you saying they don't communicate? You sure spread a lot of FUD regarding GameStop. Oh yeah, I hate them. Oh, I just hate them, Triple G. You know how much I hate GameStop. I mean, give me a break. There was a letter in there as part of the filing. That's all that is. There was a filing done 2 weeks ago, all the same stuff without the date. All they did yesterday is just release the same filing and put the date in there for June the 8th or whatever the heck it is. There's nothing new here, and there is no serious communication between the company and the shareholders. AKA, have you noticed the conference calls every quarter? They don't take a single question, not even from an analyst. They don't take questions. Give me a break. I love you, Triple G. You know I love you. Bama, babe. We're crying here. Scott, I love all these song references. They just pop up. Rob Kursevich, less stuff means they just put it all out at once now. Triple G unsubbed due to GameStop FUD. Oh, give me a break, Triple G. You can't afford the sub. You ran out of money. Give me a break. Stop your whining. God, you guys drives me nuts sometimes. How oversensitive some of you people get. You guys have got to grow a spine out there. You guys are going to get murdered by the market. Wake up and toughen up, people. Jeez. The weekend likes hot girls, hot cars, and hot pockets. Hot pockets. Jennifer. Yes, Coyote 99. If this isn't Yoko, then why am I working from bed? Jennifer's laughing. Zach, don't microwave cats. You might be onto something. Uncle Bruce is just going down to the local library to check out who this weekend is. They must have a book on them or something, Rob, and yet they pay the staff the worst wages. Triple G, you want a communications them? They going your something. They playing the long game. I don't know what you're saying. Super Strong App, something else, man. These markets rock. BW. I was trying to say Howard Schultz is going to be in over his head trying to get Starbucks back to where they used to be. It's not how he left it the last time. A bunch of whiners are there now. Yes, I'm with you there. It's a totally different company. I'll tell you one, I definitely would rather see and hear The Weeknd instead of Yoko. She's like a cat scratching a chalkboard. GameStop can be silent. It's fine, but we can also criticize, and it is fine. That's what I thought. Thought it was a free country, but I guess not. Loom at your reactions. I am oversensitive. I guess, oh man, not true. It isn't about time to wrap it up. I think so. They say you're sure this GameStop play. What are your opposing opinions upset them so greatly? All coming from the dude living off our donations. Yeah, I might live off your donations, but I'm not a slave to your donations. I'm not going to tell you what you want me to tell you because you gave me some money. You can't buy my commentary. I'm going to give you the commentary whether you like it or not. And you better hear the good stuff and you better hear the bad stuff. And that's what people pay me for. They want me to be honest. They want me to say it in plain English. If you can't handle it, go somewhere else. There are all kinds of YouTubers out there that will tell you lovely little stories, and they will show you pretty little charts, and they will make you feel like the mother of all short squeezes are coming, and it's going to be a happy time, and you're going to be able to sing Kumbaya around the campfire without any bad news whatsoever. Go there. There's tons of these guys. A bunch have left us in the last year. They're not here anymore, but hey, you'll find another. Because there's always someone else out there that will give it to you the way you want it. But I'm not going to give it to you the way you want it. I'm going to give it to you the way it is. That's what I am. That's what I'm about. And that's the way I'm going to be. I'm 66. I don't have to be nice to you anymore. I don't have to be the 26-year-old begging you, please like me, please be Yeah, I don't have to do that anymore. I'm 66. How long am I going to be here? What, another year or 2 or 3? What? I'm 66. What do you want? Grow a spine. Almost forgot to give you a thumbs up. Here you go. Thank you, Mama. I love it when these young whippersnappers keep me on my toes, tiptoe through the tulips kind of day. So against it, then short the stock, and we'll see who's right. Yeah, good luck. I love hearing talk about the NYSE from a dude in another country. Uncle Bruce, tell us your thoughts as we fade into the den of Mr. Weekend like I drank a purple drink. Or right now, it's looking like rather Christmassy here in Southwest Calgary, isn't it? We write cover calls on GameStop, my guy. Yeah, Triple G. Oh man, Triple G might need to listen to a little Weekend right now. Zach can't handle the truth. Can't handle it. GameStop apes just want reassurance, not honesty. This is classical Bruce. Rob, yeah, Triple G, you need to be okay with criticizing things you like. I find it very interesting how we criticize companies that don't talk, but also get so angry at companies that talk too much. Like, why the face? I agree. I know. Because it's been over a year and they're starting to get real nervous. Zach, blinded by the light. Love this talk. Weekend can't come fast enough for Triple G. Coyote, put on some Hollow Notes and just relax, G. John Anderson's Uncle, stop telling me the truth. I can't handle it. Jennifer, how do we go from the Weekend to this? Tiff, how old is he again? Touch the link button, 232, the like button. Thank you. The Credit Savage, we live in a synchronous society, whatever that means. Triple, I can handle differing opinions, but when you say they don't communicate and they just put out a full page note from the CEO, you have said that they're setting up for coming in. You want to hang your hat on this as a way to say that the company communicates. Great, that's fine, but this company is the quietest public company out there. They have out and out admitted that they don't talk. No one appears on CNBC. These guys have had opportunity after opportunity after opportunity with every conference call for the last year and a half to do the Q&As on these conference calls with thousands of media watching and listening to every syllable. This company's stock could be so much higher in value right now if they talked. Had they been talking and promoting themselves rather than allowing 2 or 3 analysts to come up with sell recommendations and $19 price targets. These guys don't even react to that crap. This is a disservice to everyone on this channel who's long the stock and every other shareholder out there who has put their hard-earned money on the line to buy and hold GameStop shares. They deserve better. They're not getting better at all. They are left to their own devices to guess from some kind of a Twitter tweet of an ice cream cone. What the hell does that mean? This is ridiculous. This is a multi-billion-dollar capitalized company, and they're treating their shareholders like garbage. And I don't like it. And if you don't like that I don't like it, tough beans. Go cry to your mommy. I can't help you, pal. Can't help you. Credit Savage. Let him know, Uncle Bruce. Give him the Bane to the rich man talk. You think that because you pay me, I'm a beholden to you? Do you think you can buy me? Do you think you can control me? Wrong. Sorry if you don't like what they say, Triple Z. Stapler just ran out that's an omen to go home later. Rob, Triple G, he said they don't communicate enough. Scott, I can't wait for the weekend. That's when I wear my polka dot boxers. Zach, do you know the Hollow Notes, right? Quick, we start playing Blinding Lights by the weekend. Triple, but I feel like it's the pot calling the kettle black. Rob, Triple G, a public company needs to talk to its investors. Look at ATIP and Spire. They don't talk at all. Zach, G, yes. Triple G, CNBC just bashes them. Why would they go on CNBC? Because they can fight them on the air. They can counteract and contradict their version of the story. It's a one-sided story on CNBC because GameStop won't defend themselves, and that pisses me off. It makes me mad that they don't stand for themselves. They keep saying our results will speak for itself. No. Talk and show us what you're about. Give us direction of where you're headed. What's your plan? What's the big picture? You telling us how, for example, the Reno distribution center, is it finished? Is it finished? Is it running? How many people work there? Is the Pennsylvania distribution center running? Is it working? How's that Florida-based customer service center doing? How about those new offices in Seattle and Boston? Can you tell us about anything about that? How are you doing with the stores? Have you closed any in the last 6 months? Are any more going to close in the next year? Give us something about what you're about. You're a publicly traded company, and you have shareholders that are members of the public. They don't work there. They have no way to know. And you want to read this proxy report? Try and figure out what the hell they're doing by reading the proxy report. You're not getting any insight as to what's going on. We are clueless as to what's going on. We have to guess. This is ridiculous. If it's a 20-cent stock, okay, it's a penny stock, but it's not a 20-cent stock. We have people with their life savings in this thing at $140 a share. I think they deserve better, okay? Okay, just checking, says Zach, the former CEO of Nintendo freaking quit their board because they don't talk about anything. Exactly. Why would they help CNBC get ratings? I mean, you're just not getting it. It's okay. It's all right. You're not that experienced. You don't understand how it works. I forgive you. It's all right. I'm not mad at you. It just is what it is. But folks, you gotta get a spine out there. You guys have got to get tough. Most of you are. The vast majority of you guys who follow me religiously, you know what you're doing and you know what the world is like. But out there, you aren't going to get any favors from anybody. You've got to make the world work for you. You've got to take it. This is why you got to be an option writer. You got to be ruthless. You got to write a contract, let it go down in value, and buy it back and score the cash and move on because no one else is there to help you anymore. I might go skating later. So Scott, 99. Oh, okay. Look at Tesla earnings calls as an example. Musk is taking questions and talking about all sorts of stuff. That's right. Elon Musk, every word he says. This guy, Ryan Cohen, I don't know what his voice sounds like. I've never heard anything about him. I think there's a YouTube video about him like 5 years ago or something. Nothing. Crickets. Scott, this is tense. You know what would make this better? For the record, I'm okay with Gamestop signs, but I'm also okay with people who aren't. It's just another opinion, and it's a fair one. For other companies, I would prefer they speak. Gowdy, I'm with you. It's all cool, but everybody can feel what they want. Drink water, eat veggies, take a walk. Jennifer, walking and veggies. Credit Savage, Triple G, I have a suggestion. Why don't you tweet Cohen and tell him to talk? You have a direct link to the main shareholder and controller of the company. Well, why hate on Uncle Bruce? Go cry elsewhere. Jennifer's laughing. Scott, Jennifer, thumbs. 99 Nation. Tesla is successful because Elon is pathological. They never would have survived the shorts if Elon didn't pull out all the manipulative stops. That's the power of talk. Triple G, I'm okay with their communications. Rob, Scott, okay, I'm going to take my dog for a walk and eat some carrots and drink some water. Triple G, I don't need them to communicate more. I'm long. This is a years-long play for metaverse positioning. Zach, Triple G, getting us into some triple OT. Scott, Rob knows the weather today. Triple G, the metaverse is the picture. Bama, this is why Elon Musk only does interviews through TED. He trusts that platform. Rob, Triple G, you realize Uncle Bruce is basically saying he just wants them to talk more because it will benefit them and their shareholders. Exactly. Triple G, think you should enjoy the program and learn. BW, you know how frustrated you are with GameStop and their lack of chatter. What about the smaller companies we're investing in that we aren't saying diddly squat? We don't like that either, correct? Correct. Silka just got in. Bruce is at it again, kicking down doors and taking names 2 days in a row. Jen slipping something in his cola, maybe. Left-leaning people go on Fox News all the time, even though Fox will bash them. But at least being there in front of a global audience, they can defend their position. Rob, sunny but a little chilly. Jennifer, this needs to get clipped and posted. MSM is toxic or whatever. Coyote, and vice versa for CNN, right-leaning people when they come on. Scott, Rob, that's nice. It's warm and sunny in Maryland today. Hope you have a great weekend. Bama, there's a big distrust with some CEOs on the mainstream media. I believe Ryan Cohen is one of those. Rob, you too. Scott, Nick, CVNA dropping as predicted. Nick, way to go, buddy. Making money. Jennifer, wonder what Anti-Gen thinks from the rants in the other room. By the way, we're down 540 on the Dow. We're at 48.56 on Twitter. Sixtera 12.31 down 50. Rocket Lab down 14. SoFi down 10. GameStop 140.15 down 141. one. We're negative, negative, negative all over. Boom, second broadcast in a row, upset lecturing with Bruce. Jen is hearing this through the walls of the other room. Come on, Uncle Bruce, give us all you got. Rob, someone to call Auntie Jen. Bruce needs a hug and Triple G needs a dope slap. There you go. It's all good. Everybody has their opinions, but you want to attack me personally for taking your money and not telling you what you want to hear, screw that. That's not what I'm here for. I'm here to talk to you in plain English and give you my personal opinion on what I think is going on. You don't have to agree with it. You can vehemently disagree with me. Fair enough. But if you want to attack me for being a YouTuber and doing the way I do this, well, then you're going to get it, because I'm going to stand up for myself. I'm not afraid to speak my mind if someone's telling me, oh, you're just taking our money and you're telling us whatever you want to tell us. Well, then go somewhere else. There's all kinds of YouTubers that'll take your money from you. But, you want to get the truth in plain English. From my perspective, at this age, I'll hand it to you. But if you can't take it, if you can't handle this lingo, well, then you've got to go somewhere else, because maybe I'm upsetting you too much. I might give you an ulcer. I don't want to do that. Look, I wish I had 10,000 viewers on here at the same time. I really did. I really do. I wish this channel made $1 million a year. I really do. I would love to be that rich, but that's not what's happening here. I'm earning every dollar I make on this channel the hard way. And I'm on here twice a day live and pre-market for my Gold Bagel members. And I think I'm putting in the time. And I appreciate all of you out there who support me and make donations to me over and above these memberships here. These are fabulous, absolutely fabulous. But the donations that I get come my way really make the big difference. And I know there are many of you out there who watch and are not members. You don't subscribe and you don't donate because you're just taking the information because it's free. It's available for free. It's on YouTube. I'm out here on YouTube for nothing. You don't have to pay a penny to listen to what I have to say. But if you want to attack me for the way I'm doing what I'm doing, well, then you're going to get it. I'm going to defend myself. And I'm sorry if I upset you if I defend myself, but I'm not going to have it any other way. It's just the way it is. And we're just trying to get by here, trying to make the world a better place. And I think I'm providing my service to those who want it and are prepared to pay to get it. And I'm just thrilled with how many of you are members of this channel, how many of you are subscribers of this channel, how many of you seek me out for one-on-one consultations, how many of you watch my classes, and how many times I get messages day in, day out, week in, week out, private emails from people who don't want their names released, they don't want anyone to know, and they tell me what I have meant to them and their families. And it is incredibly humbling to get that. But once in a while, I get attacked on the air and I'm going to lash out because I'm not afraid to lose people to stand up for my principles. I'm not afraid. I don't have to be afraid. I'm too old for this. And I don't work for CNN or CNBC or public company that or brokerage firm that. I'm not hurting anyone's feelings with regards to who I work for because I'm self-employed. I work for me and I work for my morals and my thoughts. And that's it. And that's all you get. You don't get me and 25 other people. You get me and only me. And that's all there is to it. And if you're happy with what I'm doing, thank you for letting me know that. If you're unhappy and you think I can do better on something, send me a message. You don't have to do it on the air if you don't want to. I'd prefer private emails. If you have constructive criticisms, fair enough. But don't send me emails and tell me, oh, you're such a Democrat or you hate Republicans or you this or you that. I am just throwing out my opinions on what I see going on, what I see happening from the 40 plus years of experience that I'm bringing to you. Many of you weren't even born in the 70s and the 80s, and I'm bringing you this info. If you don't like what I'm telling you about what happened in the 70s and the 80s, that's too damn bad because it happened in the 70s and the 80s and the 90s. And when many of you were children in the 80s and the 90s, I was already an adult going through what you're going through now as an adult. And some days are good and some days were bad. And I'm going to regurgitate my life's experience on this channel. That's what I want to do here. And that's what I'm going to do. I hope that more of you want to be part of this channel and want to be part of this man's journey, and you will respectfully react to what I have to say in a PG rated kind of a way, great. I love it. And I couldn't think of a better gig than this gig that I've got going right now. I just love doing this so much, despite the occasional frustration that I run into. It is what it is. This business, YouTube, didn't exist 10 years ago for a guy like me. I couldn't have done this 10 years ago. No way could I've done live streams with memberships. It was nothing like this. I would have to have been on some kind of a cable TV thing. Impossible. Absolutely impossible. No way. So here I am taking advantage of the media that's available to me, the platform that's available to many of us. And you're here, we're here. We could never have been doing this together 10 or 20 or 30 years ago. And obviously, back in the day, the only way you would ever have been able to talk to someone like myself about what's going on in this investment world that we're trying to follow is you would have to have been my client had I been a salesperson, stockbroker. And way back when, there were millions of guys like me. Millions of us existed across the world to handle orders for clientele. Today, there are thousands left because everyone has been laid off, let go. It's all gone. It's all now a whole different world, all run on these and our computers, and it's all over. And you're on your own. And I feel so bad about it for you guys. You and my channel, I'm thrilled you're here because I at least can help you for a little while and steer you down the road as to what the hell's happening. But for every one of you that is here, there are millions that aren't, and they have nowhere to go, and they are guessing every day what to buy and what to sell because they too are desperate to make money for their family, grow their retirement plan, try to get ahead in the world. There are people around the world who have absolutely no idea that I exist, will never know because they're not on YouTube or they're never going to be, or they can't, or whatever it is. And then there are others out there who think they are doing it right because they think they always do it right. And they can't admit to themselves that maybe I need a second opinion, or maybe I should listen to someone who's kind of been around a while. And maybe I should spend my time on YouTube or whatever it is platform you're listening to people on. Maybe the guy I should be listening to or the girl I should be listening to is someone who has experience in the business itself. Like, someone who was once like licensed to sell securities buy and sell securities for investors, who got an options license rather than a 24-year-old hotshot YouTuber with fancy graphics who's just going to tell you what you want to hear. And they're going to try to convince you that with their 5 years university experience or their 3 years of investment experience, they're the answer that you need to survive and grow your retirement. Hey, some are great. There are some people out there brilliant. There are some really brilliant people out there. But man, oh man, how many millions are being waylaid right now? It blows my mind. But good news for you guys who are here. You get to listen to me yap away for nothing. Become a member, which is great, and really get into what I do with my courses and my one-on-ones. Fabulous. And then you get to take advantage of the wayward lost souls. And this is what's happening here with a core of you folks. The core of this channel, you are scoring home run after home run every week. Every once in a while, a stock will go on us. But you guys look at your numbers and you look at your returns and you look at your option writing strategies, and you're getting better at it. You're getting smarter at it. You're getting more patient at it, and you are getting more deadly at it. And it's for your benefit. And this is what just turns me on to no end, because a year from now, I don't know if there'll even be 300 or 400 people watching me here anymore. But those who are here watching me are going to be making a ton of money on the markets. And that's it right there. You take from the week, and you can watch a David Attenborough show on television and watch the pretty little fawn skip along in the meadow, and then watch the jaguar come and nail that thing and eat it. Well, you decide what you want to be. You want to be the little blind little thing skipping around in the forest, or do you want to be the hunter and the survivor, because it's a cruel world out there, people, and money has no mercy, and it doesn't care what you believe, what you like, what you hate, and what you want. Money is just out there, and anyone and everyone can grab it in any way they see fit. And I'm just trying to help you find a way to get your share. I can't make you billionaires. There's no way I can make you a billionaire, but I can help you, I think, become a better trader, a smarter investor, and someone that doesn't make stupid mistakes. And if we can do that, we got this thing licked. Anyway, thank you all so much for tolerating the old man. It's all good. I'm looking forward to this afternoon show. We're coming back on it. Thank you, Kent, so much. I appreciate all of you. Rob, you know I love you. Keep it true, everybody. Thank you, guys. Doobie, hey, man, thank you for becoming a new member or renewing your membership. I think that's what that is, I suspect. Gold Bagel, upgrading to gold. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. You have no idea what it means to me when people upgrade to gold. It is a vindication that I'm doing it right, and I thank you all. But don't threaten me. I'm going to drop my membership because I don't like what you said. I'm going to react. I have my standards, and that's the way it is. Anyway, shut up and take my money. Okay, Doobie, I will. What's cooking? Stick it. Go, Uncle Bruce. You go there, baby. Welcome aboard, Doobie. Thank you. Thank you. You're the best, man. Keep it going. Thanks, Kareem. I appreciate you. You know what? That was a well-deserved upgrade. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. I was feeling old. Now I'm young. Thank you, Rob. Thanks, buddy. You're awesome, man. You guys all know it. Thank you, all of you who do these donations and PayPal donations. I love you guys. It's just fabulous. Thank you. I'll laugh out loud, triple. I'll still be listening, but not subbing. I'll probably sub again when you say something that seems contradictory. I think I just got read. I just got read to the email the other day on Discord. Let's go. You can learn from dinosaurs. Oh man, bothered, but I'm still smiling and laughing, enjoying the debate. Cheers, everybody. Local cable access from Aurora, Illinois. No Garza. Thank you, No Garza, for joining the gang here. Nice to have you. Chilling with Uncle Bruce member. Thank you, Matt. Appreciate you coming on board with us. Love you guys. I sure hope this goes into overtime. Thanks, guy. Welcome to the party, pal. What can I say? The people who think you spread Gamestop FUD should start their own channels. They can reread Super Stonk DD on the air and pass it off as their own intellectual and use that in place of an actual personality. Man, it is so much scarier out there when you have everything to lose. Exactly. That's right. Oh my gosh. What can I say? Thank you, everybody. This place gives the Super Stonk vibes from a different angle. Let's see. For those of you who do not know, Dinos is urban slang for baby boomers that are still in the corporate world. They think we lack understanding of the modern technology world. This is my #1 favorite subscription and only paid subscription too. I love this community more and more every day. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Who else is standing on their desks? Who else? Naked, too. I'm still sitting on my monkey stool. Nick, in the past, I was buying stock on the long side, and the stock would always go against my investment. Then I changed my strategy and started shorting. Now I win most of the time. There you go. Ken, thank you, Ken, so much for all your love and support. And everything, all of you. Larry, buddy, you know what? I love you, baby. Thank you, guys. We'll see you this afternoon at 3, okay? I'll be back at 3 o'clock after I get a rest. And what can I say? We just criticized Uncle Bruce for taking donations, and we get an extra long show. How about that? Larry, so glad you're back. Feeling like home again. GameStop below 140. There you go. It's what it does. It's what she do. Laughing out loud. Guys, I'll see you at 3. Have a great morning, rest of the day. And I look forward to this afternoon show. Let's see how the market closes. We're down 610 on the Dow. We're down 76 on S&P, 190 on NASDAQ. NASDAQ now down 1.43%, catching up to the Dow, which is down 175. This market has turned negative, and that is what's going on. We're down 13 on SoFi, 21 on Rocket Lab, 139.45, down 211 on GameStop. We're going red, unfortunately. That is what's happening. Yet Spire's up a half a penny. Unbelievable. That's what it is. Okay. See you this afternoon, guys. Thank you, Bruce. Thank you, Zach. And thank you, all of you. Great show, Doobie Nation. Thank you. What a fun way to start the week. I love you, Uncle Bruce. Okay, guys. I'm all fired up now, County. Yeah, I'm ready. It's so good to be back. Way to go, Lair. See you later. Bye for now.